Let the deep, warm quiet settle over you one last time, soft and complete, holding you gently in the dark. You are safe, and you are warm, and you are held, and there is nothing left now but the deep, sweet rest of the peaceful night, rising up to gather you in. Let it take you all the way down into sleep. Rest soundly now, as fully as you like, with the whole long night still ahead of you to sleep your way gently across. There is no hurry to wake, and nowhere you need to be. You can sink as far down into sleep as your tired body wishes, into the deepest and most restful dark, and stay there, safe and warm, hour after quiet hour, while the night keeps its gentle watch and the morning waits patiently far away. This is your time to rest, fully and completely, and you have earned every soft moment of it. Let yourself have it now, the deep, warm rest of a safe and peaceful night, and let nothing trouble you at all until the gentle morning comes. Feel how completely safe you are, this last soft moment before sleep takes you fully. Safe behind your walls, safe in your warm bed, safe in the gentle dark, safe from every frightening thing, with nothing anywhere near you but warmth and quiet and peace. The curses are only a faded story now, shelved and closed and gone, and you are here in the warm, safe, real world, held gently by the kind dark, drifting off into deep and peaceful sleep. There is nothing left to do, nothing left to fear, nothing left at all but rest. Let the deep, safe peace of it carry you all the way down now into sleep. And so we come to the end of our long, quiet climb and our long, gentle descent. And there is nothing left ahead of you now but the warm dark and the deep, soft rest of sleep. You have walked all the way up the dark staircase and all the way back down, looked at the most frightening magic ever imagined, and come through it all safe and warm and unharmed, exactly where you started, in your own peaceful bed at the close of a quiet night. There is nothing more to listen to and nothing more to do. Let my voice fade away now into the soft dark, and let yourself drift the last gentle distance into sleep. Sleep now, soundly and sweetly, safe and warm and held through all the quiet hours of the night. Let the warm dark keep you. Let the deep peace hold you. Let the gentle night carry you softly toward a kind and easy morning, far away and in no hurry at all. You are safe, you are warm, you are at peace, and there is nothing left now but rest. Sleep well and rest soundly, and drift gently through the warm dark until the morning. Good night. Feel the warmth and the weight and the quiet all gather you in together now, drawing you down into the soft heart of the night. Your body is warm and heavy and still. Your mind is quiet and soft and clear. Your breath is slow and deep and easy, and all around you is the gentle dark, holding you close and safe, carrying you down into rest. There is nothing pulling at you, nothing waiting, nothing left undone that cannot wait until the morning. There is only this warm, safe quiet, and the deep, soft rest rising up to meet you, and the gentle night holding you tenderly as you let go. Sink into it now, all the way, with nothing held back, into the warm, deep dark of the deepest and most peaceful sleep. Let each slow breath carry you a little deeper, a little softer, a little farther into the warm dark. There is no count to keep and no effort to make, only the slow, soft breathing and the gentle sinking it brings, drawing you down with every quiet wave into the deep, peaceful rest of sleep. You are nearly there now, nearly all the way down, resting at the soft, warm edge of the deepest sleep, with only the faintest thread of waking left, growing softer and fainter with every slow breath. Let it go now, that last soft thread. Let the slow breathing carry you the final gentle distance down, into the warm, deep dark, into the soft, endless quiet, into the sweetest and most peaceful sleep, where you will rest safe and warm and undisturbed all through the long, gentle night. Let yourself be completely still now, stiller than you have been all day, settled so deep into the warm bed that you can barely feel where your body ends and the soft dark begins. In this deep stillness there is nothing to do and nothing to think and nothing to be, only warm, soft rest, only the quiet of a body and a mind gone completely peaceful in the dark. Let the stillness deepen and deepen until it fills you entirely, until every part of you is quiet and warm and at perfect rest, and there is only the soft, deep peace of the night holding you, carrying you down into the warm dark of sleep. Rest in that deep stillness now, soft and warm and safe, and let it carry you the rest of the way into the deepest sleep, and let the gentle dark love you a little, the way it loves every tired creature it folds into rest. It asks nothing of you and wants nothing from you, only to hold you safe and warm through the long quiet night, to keep the frightening things far away, to carry you gently toward the soft morning. Let yourself be held by it now, completely and trustingly, the kind warm dark that has watched over every safe sleeper since the beginning, wrapping around you soft and gentle, and keeping you through the night. You are safe in its keeping, you are warm in its hold, and you can let go now, completely, into the deep soft rest it offers, sinking down into the warm dark of the sweetest and most peaceful sleep. Let the very last of the waking day dissolve now, draining softly away into the warm dark, leaving you light and empty and at peace. Everything you carried into this night can be set down now and left behind, every thought and every care, until there is nothing left to hold you and nothing left to do but drift. You are emptied of the day, soft and clear and quiet, ready for the deep sweet rest of the night. Let the last of it go, and let yourself sink the final gentle distance into the warm dark, into the soft deep peace of sleep that is waiting to gather you in. Picture the soft grey light of a gentle dawn waiting far off at the end of the long night, in no hurry at all to arrive. Between here and there lies the whole deep peaceful dark, hour upon quiet hour of warm safe rest, and you have all of it to sink into before the morning comes. There is no need to reach for the dawn, or wait for it, or even think of it now. It will come on its own, soft and slow and kind, in its own good time, and until then there is only the warm dark, and the deep rest, and the gentle holding of the night. Let the distant promise of a kind morning ease you, and then let it go, and turn back to the warm soft dark of now, where there is nothing to do but rest. Let yourself sink one last gentle distance now, down into the deepest and warmest and softest rest, where the night will hold you safe until the morning. Your body is heavy and warm and completely still. Your mind is quiet and soft and nearly gone. Your breath is slow and deep and easy, and all around you is the warm, safe dark, holding you close, carrying you down into the deep, sweet peace of sleep. There is nothing left to fear, nothing left to carry, nothing left to do, only the soft, warm rest that is gathering you in. Let it take you all the way now. Let the warm dark close gently over you. Let the deep peace fill you completely, and let yourself drift down, soft and slow and safe, into the deepest and most peaceful sleep of all. All that deep steadiness now, held up by something older and stronger than anything in any story. Something that has carried countless sleepers safely through countless nights and will carry you safely through this one. There is deep comfort in that, the solid steadiness holding you, the ancient patient earth bearing you gently through the dark. Let yourself rest your full weight upon it, trusting it completely, and let its deep steadiness hold you safe as you drift down into sleep. Imagine a slow warm current moving softly through the dark, gentle and unhurried, carrying you along toward the distant morning the way a quiet river carries a drifting leaf. You do not have to swim or steer or paddle. You only have to let the warm slow current take you, bearing you softly along through the deep peaceful dark, carrying you gently through all the quiet hours of the night toward the soft far light of dawn. There is no effort in it, only the slow warm drift, only the gentle carrying, only the soft easy movement of a tired body borne along toward morning on the quiet current of the night. Let it carry you now, let it bear you gently along. Let the slow warm current of the night take you softly down into sleep, and carry you safe and warm all the way to the gentle morning. Feel any last held place in your body soften and release now, one final time. If there is any small tightness left anywhere, in your jaw, in your brow, in your shoulders, in your hands, let it go now. Let it melt and soften and drain away, until there is not a single held place left anywhere in you, only soft warm ease from head to toe. Let your face go completely soft and peaceful. Let your shoulders sink completely into the bed. Let your hands lie completely open and easy. Feel every part of you release the very last of its holding, so that you lie utterly soft and loose and at rest, with nothing held anywhere, nothing tight, nothing tense, only deep soft warmth and complete release sinking down into the warm dark. And let the hush deepen around you into the deepest quiet of all, the soft complete silence of the deep night, where even the smallest sounds have faded into peace. There is such deep rest in that deepest quiet, the way it wraps around you and fills you and stills everything within you, until your mind is as silent and peaceful as the deep hushed night itself. Let that deepest quiet hold you now, soft and complete, filling every corner of you with its peace, stilling every last ripple of thought, carrying you down into the deep silent dark where the sweetest sleep is waiting. There is only the deep hush now, and the warm dark, and you drifting softly down into the silent peace of the deepest rest. Feel the soft heavy pull of sleep drawing you gently under now, like a warm tide rising slowly around you, lifting you off the shore of waking and carrying you out into the deep calm waters of rest. There is no resisting it and no need to resist it, only the soft sweet sinking, the gentle pull, the warm easy drift down into sleep. Let it take you. Let the soft heavy pull of sleep draw you down, deeper and deeper, out past the last edge of waking, into the warm deep dark where rest is waiting to gather you in. You are so ready for it now, so tired and so warm and so completely at ease, and there is nothing left to do but let the gentle tide of sleep carry you under, softly and completely, into the deepest rest. Let the long quiet hours ahead of you be a comfort now, a whole warm peaceful night stretching out before you with nothing in it but rest. You have so much time to sleep, hour upon soft hour, and nowhere at all that you need to be until the gentle morning. You can sink as deep as you like and stay as long as you like in the warm dark, with no alarm in your mind, no hurry in your heart, only the wide, soft expanse of the peaceful night holding you and giving you all the rest you could ever need. Let that abundance soothe you, all those quiet hours of warm, safe sleep laid out before you, and let yourself settle into them now without a care, sinking down into the first deep reaches of the long, restful night. You are warm, and you are safe, and you are loved by the gentle dark that holds you. Let that be the soft truth you carry down into the deepest sleep, that you are held and kept and cared for, here in the warm, safe quiet, with nothing to fear and nothing to do and nowhere to be but here, at rest, in the kind dark, drifting softly toward morning. There is only peace now. There is only warmth now. There is only the deep soft rest of a safe and peaceful night, gathering you gently in. Let it hold you. Let it keep you. Let it carry you all the way down into the sweetest and deepest sleep. Drift now, soft and slow, down into the last and deepest rest. There is nothing left to do but let yourself go, down into the warm dark, into the deep quiet, into the soft, sweet peace of sleep. Let your breath carry you. Let the warm dark hold you. Let the gentle night keep you safe, and let yourself sink the rest of the way down, completely and gladly, into the deepest, warmest, most peaceful sleep, where you will rest soft and safe and undisturbed until the morning gently comes. Let the world grow small and soft and far away now. The room around you, the house around the room, the night around the house, all of it growing gentle and distant and dim as you sink inward towards sleep, until there is only the warm close dark right around you and the soft slow rhythm of your own breath. You do not need the wider world tonight. You do not need to hold any of it. You can let it all drift away to the soft edges of your awareness and keep only this, the warm dark, the deep quiet, the gentle peace of your own resting body. Let everything beyond this warm safe circle fade softly into the distance and let yourself rest here, small and warm and safe, at the still center of the quiet night. Notice how slow and easy your breathing has become, each breath softer and deeper than the last, coming and going all on its own with no effort from you at all. There is nothing for you to do now but let it breathe you, that slow, soft rhythm, rising and falling like a gentle tide far out on calm water, carrying you deeper into rest with every quiet wave. In, and the warm calm fills you. Out, and you sink a little deeper. In, and the soft peace gathers. Out, and you let go a little more. Let it carry you, that slow, soft breathing, down and down into the warm dark, until even the breathing fades into the background and there is only the deep, quiet peace of sleep. You are warm, you are safe, you are held. There is nothing left to fear and nothing left to do, only the deep, soft rest that is gathering you in. The dark story is gone, the long climb is finished, the gentle places have done their soothing work. And all that remains is this, the warm, safe quiet of a body sinking into sleep at the end of a peaceful night. Let it take you all the way now. Let the warm dark close softly over you. Let the deep quiet fill you completely. Allow yourself to rest, fully and gladly, in the soft, sweet peace of the deepest sleep. There is nothing in the dark tonight but rest. After a whole long story of shadows and curses and frightening things, the real dark of your own quiet room turns out to be the gentlest thing of all, soft and warm and entirely kind, holding nothing but peace. It is the same gentle dark that has watched over every safe and sleeping creature since the very beginning, the dark of closed eyes and quiet breath and deep untroubled rest, and it is wrapped all around you now, soft and warm and safe. Let it hold you, let it keep you. Let it carry you down into the deep, sweet sleep that has been waiting for you all along, while it stands its quiet, kindly watch over you through all the gentle hours of the night. And let go of everything now, the last little bit of it, and simply rest. There is no thought you need to finish, no worry you need to carry, no task you need to remember. All of it can wait safely for the morning. For now there is only sleep, soft and deep and warm, rising up to gather you in, and you can give yourself over to it completely, holding nothing back, sinking all the way down into the warm dark with nothing left to keep you from the deepest rest. Let go, sink down, drift off. There is nothing left now but the warm dark and the deep peace and the soft sweet pull of sleep. You are so close now, so warm and so heavy and so wholly at peace, drifting at the very edge of sleep with almost nothing left to hold you to the waking world. Just let yourself slip the last soft distance down, over the gentle edge, into the warm deep dark of sleep. There is nothing to fear in the going, only rest, only peace, only the soft sweet dark gathering you in. Let yourself slip away now, completely and gently, down into the deepest and warmest and most peaceful sleep, safe and held and warm, all through the long quiet night. Feel the steady earth beneath you, holding you up as it has held everything up since the beginning of time. Far below the bed, below the floor, below the foundations of your home, the deep solid earth goes down and down, ancient and patient and unmoving, bearing the whole weight of the sleeping world without the slightest effort. You are cradled on top of. Before you slip away entirely, let me say one last quiet thing, and then I will let you go for good. If these long calm hours in the dark have helped you find your rest, you are welcome to subscribe and stay a while, because there is always another long story waiting here for you. Another quiet night, another gentle voice to carry you down whenever you need it. You do not need to do anything now. You do not need to stir or wake or even remember. It will all be here for you another night, the next time you need somewhere safe and calm to rest. For now there is nothing left to do but sleep, and I will stay with you softly as you go, my voice fading down into the quiet while you drift the last of the way into the warm dark. So let yourself go now, completely and gently, with nothing left to hold and nothing left to fear. The story is over, the dark is kind, the night is safe, and you are warm and held and so very close to sleep. Let the last of your waking thoughts dissolve into the quiet. Let your breath carry you down on its slow soft tide. Let the warm dark gather you all the way in. There is only rest now, only peace, only the deep sweet sleep that has been waiting for you all along, rising up gently now to take you in. Sink down into it now, the last little way, into the warmest and deepest and most peaceful rest. Your body is heavy and warm and completely at ease. Your mind is quiet and soft and nearly gone. Your breath is slow and easy and deep, and all around you is the warm, safe dark, holding you gently, keeping you safe, carrying you down into sleep. There is nothing more to do. There is nowhere else to be. There is only this, only the warm dark and the deep peace and the soft, slow drift into sleep. Rest now. There is nothing left that needs your attention, nothing left that needs your worry. Nothing left at all but the soft, warm dark and the deep, quiet peace of the night. You have done everything this gentle hour asked of you. You listened, and you drifted, and you let go, and now you have arrived at the warm, still place at the bottom of it all, where there is only rest. Stay here as long as you like. The night is long, and it is all yours, and there is nothing waiting for you but soft, deep sleep and a gentle morning far away. Let yourself sink the rest of the way into it now, into the deep warm rest you have earned, and let the quiet night hold you safe until the dawn. Let every part of you be still. Let your body rest, heavy and warm and at ease. Feel your mind rest, quiet and soft and clear. Let your breath rest, slow and gentle and deep. Let your heart rest, calm and steady and at peace. Let all of you settle together into the deep, warm quiet. Every part at rest, every part at peace. Nothing left holding anywhere. Nothing left to do but sleep. You are completely safe, you are completely warm, you are completely at peace, and you can rest now, all the way down, in the soft warm dark, for as long as the gentle night will hold you. The warm dark is so soft around you now, so deep and so gentle, holding you close on every side. The quiet is so complete, so peaceful, so kind, and you are so completely at rest, so warm and so heavy and so safe, that there is almost nothing left of you in the waking world at all, only the faintest soft glow of awareness, drifting in the warm dark, fading slowly and sweetly into sleep. Let it fade, let it go. Let yourself slip the last gentle distance down into the deep warm dark, into the soft endless quiet, into the sweetest and deepest and most peaceful sleep. There is such deep peace here at the bottom of the night, such soft complete rest, and it is all yours now, to sink into as fully as you like. No curse can reach this place, no shadow can cross into it, no frightening thing can ever find its way here, into the warm safe quiet where you are resting now. This is the safest and softest place there is, the deep warm dark of peaceful sleep, and you are held here completely, safe from everything, far beyond the reach of any dark or frightening thing. Rest in that deep safety now. Let it hold you. Let it keep you. Let it carry you gently through the long quiet hours of the night. Feel the soft quiet wrap around you like the last warm layer of a perfect rest. Everything is settled now. Everything is still. Everything is at peace. The whole long day is behind you. The whole dark story shelved and gone. The whole frightening climb finished and forgotten. And there is nothing left ahead of you tonight but warm deep sleep, and a gentle morning waiting kindly at the far end of the dark. You can let go of all of it now, completely, and simply rest, here in the warm safe quiet, held gently by the night. Yourself move with it, slow and soft, your breath slowing, your mind slowing, everything in you settling into the deep unhurried rhythm of the peaceful night. Let it rock you, that slow gentle rhythm, soft and steady and endless, carrying you deeper and deeper down into warm and peaceful sleep. And now let the very last thread of waking loosen and slip away. You have held on long enough. There is nothing left to stay awake for, nothing left to listen to, nothing left to do but finally, completely let go. Feel the last small thread of waking awareness loosen now, softening, thinning, slipping gently from your grasp, until it drifts away entirely and there is nothing left holding you to the waking world at all. Let it go. Let yourself slip free, down into the warm deep dark, into the soft endless quiet, into the deepest and sweetest sleep. There is nothing left now but rest. Let go and sink down and sleep. You are not alone in the dark tonight. Even now, all around, near and far, others are drifting off to this same quiet voice, this same long calm story, settling into their own warm beds in their own safe rooms, letting go of their own long days. There is a soft kind of company in that, a gentle, invisible fellowship of people all sinking towards sleep together in the dark, each of them safe, each of them warm, each of them letting the same quiet carry them down. You are part of that soft company now, one of many, all of you resting together in the friendly dark, and there is comfort in the quiet companionship of it, in knowing that all across the night, others are drifting down into rest right alongside you. Let that gentle company soothe you, and let yourself drift down with all of them, into the shared warm peace of sleep. Let your body grow heavier still, sinking deeper into the warm soft bed, so heavy now and so relaxed that it feels almost weightless, almost as though you are floating even as you sink. That deep heaviness and that soft floating are the same thing now, the feeling of a body so completely at rest that it has let go of everything, held by the bed, held by the dark, held by the gentle night, drifting and sinking and floating all at once in the warm, deep quiet. There is nothing to hold and nothing to carry. You are completely held, completely at rest, sinking softly down through the warm dark toward the deepest sleep, lighter and heavier and softer with every passing moment, drifting gently down, and the soft dark deepens around you, richer and warmer and quieter than ever, folding you deeper into its gentle peace. There is only the warm dark now, and the soft quiet, and the slow easy rhythm of your breath, carrying you down. Everything else has fallen away. There is nothing left but the deep warm peace of the night, and the soft sweet pull of sleep, drawing you down, gathering you in, holding you safe. Let it take you all the way now, down into the deepest warm dark, into the softest deepest rest, into sleep. Let your mind wander softly back, if it likes, through all the gentle places we have rested in tonight, gathering their quiet comfort one last time. The soft snow falling silent over a hushed white world, a vast quiet library where all the stories sleep on their shelves, the snug warm cabin with the storm blowing harmless beyond its walls, a calm dark lake holding you gently on a steady boat, the low warm fireside with its glowing settling embers, a quiet meadow at dusk with the soft grass and the fading golden light, each of them a safe and peaceful place, each of them warm and gentle and kind, and you have rested in all of them tonight, far from every frightening thing. Let them all blur together now into one soft feeling of deep safety and deep peace, and let that feeling carry you the rest of the way down into sleep. There is nothing left of the dark story now, nothing at all, only the warm, soft afterglow of all those gentle places and the deep, safe peace of your own quiet room. You have come so far from the frightening things, so far up the dark staircase, and so far back down again, and so far into the warm, soft country of rest, that the curses and the shadows are now only the faintest distant memory, already fading, already gone. There is only the warm dark, and the soft quiet, and the deep peace, and you, drifting safe and warm at the very edge of sleep. Let the last of the story fade entirely. Let only the peace remain. You are so close to sleep now, so warm and so heavy and so fully at peace, that there is almost nothing left to do. Just a little further now, just a little deeper, sinking softly down into the warm dark, into the deep quiet, into the sweet, endless peace of sleep. Let yourself drift the last gentle distance. Let the warm dark close softly around you. Let the deep peace gather you in. There is nothing left now but rest, soft and warm and complete, waiting to hold you all through the quiet night. The dawn. Let it hold you. Let it keep you. Let yourself rest completely in the safe, gentle holding of the night. Picture your mind as a wide, dark sky slowly clearing of its clouds. Whatever thoughts still drift across it, let them thin and scatter and float away, like the last clouds clearing from a night sky, until the sky of your mind is clear and dark and calm, vast and quiet and empty, holding nothing at all but soft, peaceful dark. There is such deep rest in a clear and empty mind, the way a clear night sky rests, wide and dark and still. Let the last of your thoughts drift away now, clearing slowly out of the sky of your mind, until there is nothing left but the wide, calm, dark, peaceful and empty and still, stretching away in every direction, holding only quiet. Rest there now, in the clear, dark sky of a quiet mind, and let it carry you down into sleep. And down you go, deeper now, softer now, sinking the last gentle way into the warm, deep dark of sleep. There is so little left of the waking world now, only the faintest soft thread of awareness, drifting in the warm quiet, growing fainter and softer with every slow breath. You are nearly all the way gone now, nearly all the way down, resting in the deep warm dark at the very bottom of the peaceful night, where there is only rest, only quiet, only the soft endless peace of the deepest sleep. Let the last soft thread drift away now. Let yourself sink the final gentle distance down. There is nothing left to hold and nothing left to do, only the warm deep dark, only rest, only sleep, gathering you softly and completely in. You are safe. Let that be the soft refrain you sink the rest of the way down on. The simple deep truth beneath everything else. You are safe, here in your warm bed, behind your own walls, wrapped in the gentle dark, with every frightening thing kept far away on the other side of a story you have already closed. You are safe, and you are warm, and you are held, and there is nothing anywhere near you that could ever do you any harm. Let that knowledge settle all the way down into the deepest part of you, past all thought, into the quiet place where the body knows it can finally rest. You are safe. You can let go completely. You can sleep as fully as you like all through the night, and nothing will trouble you, because you are safe and warm and held, and the dark around you is nothing but kind. And as you sleep, your body will softly tend and mend and restore you, doing its deep, gentle work in the dark. Sleep is the body's own healing, smoothing away the wear of the day, easing the tired places, knitting up the small frayed edges, restoring your strength and your calm so that you wake clear and rested and renewed. You do not have to do anything to help it. It happens on its own, in the deep, warm dark, while you rest, a quiet, nightly mending that asks nothing of you but that you let go and sleep. So let go, and let sleep do its gentle work. restoring you through the long quiet night, so that you wake in the soft morning lighter and clearer and more at peace. The dark story long forgotten, only rest remaining. Sink now into the deepest warmth, the deepest dark, the deepest rest. There is nowhere left to go but down, into the soft warm depths of sleep, and nothing left to do but let yourself go there, completely and gladly, sinking down past the last edge of waking into the deep sweet dark. The warmth holds you, the dark cradles you, the quiet fills you, and you drift down, soft and slow and safe, into the deepest and most peaceful sleep, where you will rest warm and undisturbed through all the gentle hours of the night. Down and down, into the warm dark, into deep rest, into sleep. Imagine the dark around you as something soft and rich and deep, like dark velvet, warm and smooth and gentle against you on every side. This is not the frightening dark of the story, the dark of caves and shadows and green light. This is the kind dark, the soft dark, the deep warm velvet dark of a safe room on a peaceful night, and it wraps around you now like the softest blanket, smooth and warm and endlessly gentle. Let yourself sink into its softness, that deep, rich velvet dark surrounding you, cradling you, holding you close and warm and safe. There is nothing in it but comfort. There is nothing in it but rest. Let the soft, warm velvet dark gather all the way around you and hold you as you drift deeper and deeper into the gentle quiet of sleep. Feel the slow, gentle rhythm of the quiet night moving softly through everything, the slow rhythm of your breath, the slow settling of your body, the slow turning of the dark toward a distant dawn. Everything is slow now, soft and slow and unhurried, moving at the gentle pace of deep rest. There is no rush anywhere, nothing quick, nothing sharp, only the slow, soft rhythm of a world at rest, carrying you gently along. Let us count down softly one more time, the gentlest count of all, each number sinking you deeper into the warm dark. 10, letting go completely. 9, sinking down. 8, warm and heavy and safe. 7, deeper still. 6, softer and slower. 5, drifting down into the warm dark. 4, the waking world far away now. 3, deep and quiet and calm. 2, nearly gone, nearly asleep. 1, all the way down, deep in the warm, safe dark. There is no need to go any further. Let the numbers dissolve into the quiet, and let yourself simply rest, deep and warm and safe, in the soft dark at the bottom of the long night, and far off, many soft hours away. A gentle morning is waiting for you, in no hurry at all. You do not need to reach for it or wait for it. It will come on its own, slow and sure and kind. The first soft light easing in at the edges of the dark, the world waking gently around you while you rise slowly out of sleep, rested and renewed. But that is far away yet. With the whole deep, peaceful night still ahead of you, hours and hours of warm, soft rest to sink into first. Let the thought of the gentle morning waiting at the far end of the night reassure you, and then let it go and turn back to the deep, warm dark of now, where there is nothing to do but rest, all through the long, quiet hours, safe and warm, until the soft morning finally comes. Let the deep, warm dark gather you in completely now, holding you close and safe on every side. It is the kindest dark there is, soft and warm and gentle, holding nothing at all that could ever trouble you, only deep rest and deep peace, and the soft, endless quiet of the sleeping night. Let it wrap all the way around you, over you and under you and on every side, a warm, soft dark that holds you like cupped hands, safe and close and kind. There is nothing beyond it that you need, and nothing within it that you fear, only the deep, warm peace of being held by the gentle dark. Sink into it now, all the way, and let it carry you down into the deepest, warmest, safest sleep, where you will rest soft and undisturbed through all the quiet hours of the night. Know that this safe, quiet place will always be here for you any night you need it. Whenever the dark feels too close, whenever your mind will not settle, whenever you need somewhere calm and safe to rest, you can come back here to this soft, warm quiet, to a gentle voice and a long, calm story and the deep, reassuring peace of being safe, while the frightening things stay far away. It is a place you can return to again and again, as many nights as you like, and it will always be the same, always warm, always safe, always ready to carry you gently down into rest. There is comfort in knowing that. Let it ease you now, the knowledge that this quiet refuge is always here, and let yourself sink into it fully tonight, safe and warm and held. Feel a soft warmth spreading through you, gentle as the first light of a spring morning, easing into every part of you and leaving only deep comfort behind. It moves slowly through you, this gentle warmth, soothing and softening and warming you all the way through, melting away the very last trace of any tension, any chill, any care, until you are warm and soft and glowing all the way to your fingertips and your toes, held in a deep, gentle heat like a sunlit stone. There is nothing as comforting as being warm all the way through as you drift towards sleep, and you are, completely, warm and soft and held. Let that gentle warmth carry you the rest of the way down, into the deepest, coziest, most peaceful rest. Your body is utterly at rest now, heavier and stiller and more completely relaxed than it has been all day. There is not a muscle anywhere that is still holding, not a single part of you that is not soft and loose and at ease. From the crown of your head to the tips of your toes, you are completely relaxed, completely at rest, sunk deep into the warm, soft bed, held and supported and at perfect ease. Your breathing is slow and soft and even. Your heart beats quiet and steady and calm. Everything in you has settled into the deep, peaceful rhythm of rest, and there is nothing left to do but let it continue. Let your body rest as fully as it likes, all through the long, quiet night, while you drift in the warm dark, soft and still and safe. Let the long night hold you now, the whole deep, peaceful length of it, like a great, gentle hand cupped softly around you in the dark. The night is in no hurry and asks nothing of you. It only wants to hold you safe and warm while you rest, hour after quiet hour, keeping the dark gentle and the world still so that you can sleep soundly and wake renewed. You can give yourself over to it completely, trusting it to keep you, trusting it to hold you safe through every quiet hour until the morning. There is nothing for you to do but rest in its gentle holding, soft and warm and safe, while the long night carries you tenderly through the dark toward. Let your mind grow as still as a small pond in the deep of the night, its surface perfectly smooth, holding the soft dark sky without a single ripple. Every thought that drifts up, let it settle and sink without disturbing the surface, until the water of your mind lies perfectly calm and still and dark, smooth as glass, holding nothing but the quiet reflection of the peaceful night. There is such deep rest in a perfectly still mind, the way a calm pond rests, holding everything and troubling nothing. Let yours grow that still now, that smooth, that calm, every ripple settling, every thought sinking softly out of sight, until there is only the deep, quiet stillness of calm, dark water, holding the night, at perfect peace. Rest there now, in the deep, still calm, and let it carry you down. Let my voice grow softer and farther away now, fading slowly into the background of the night. You do not need to follow it anymore. You do not need to hold on to a single word. Let it become a soft, low murmur at the very edge of your hearing, growing fainter and gentler, blending into the quiet hush of the night, asking nothing of you, meaning nothing in particular, only there, soft and distant, like the last warm sound at the end of a long, peaceful day. Let it fade. Let it blur. Feel it drift away entirely if it wants to, leaving you in the deep, soft quiet, with nothing to listen to and nothing to do but sink the rest of the way down into your own warm rest. The words are nearly gone now. Soon there will be only the quiet and the warm dark and sleep. Feel the deep, heavy peace settling over you completely now, deeper than before, heavier and warmer and more complete. Your body is so heavy and so warm and so still that it has almost melted into the bed, and your mind is so quiet and so calm and so far away that it has almost dissolved into the dark, and there is barely anything left of the waking world at all. Only the faintest soft awareness, drifting in the warm deep peace, growing fainter with every passing moment. You are nearly asleep now, nearly gone, sinking the last little way down into the deep warm dark where there is only rest, only peace, only the soft, endless quiet of the deepest sleep. Let go of the very last of it now. Let yourself sink all the way down. There is nothing left but to sleep. Think, as you drift, of how long people have told frightening stories in the dark, and why. Since the very first fires in the very first nights, people have gathered close in the dark and told each other tales of monsters and magic and terrible things, and then slept soundly afterward, warm and safe beside the embers. It is one of the oldest human comforts there is, the frightening story told in safety, the way it makes the dark feel known and shaped and friendly instead of empty and unknown. By telling the dark, we tame it, by naming our fears and giving them stories. We make them small enough to hold, small enough to set down, small enough to sleep beside. You have done that very thing tonight, taken the most frightening magic anyone ever imagined, and shaped it into a calm story told in safety. And now, like all those countless sleepers by all those countless fires across all the long ages, you can set it down and rest easy in the friendly dark. And remember that you are the hero of your own quiet story, the one who walked all the way up the dark staircase and all the way back down again and was never once touched by any of it. Your story tonight is not a story of danger or struggle. It is a gentle story, a story whose only task is rest, whose only ending is sleep. You have done everything this story asks of you. You have listened and drifted and let go, and now all that is left is the soft, happy ending, the warm, safe sleep that waits at the close of a peaceful night. Let yourself have it now, your gentle ending, sinking down into the warm dark toward the soft close of your own quiet story, where everything is safe and everything is well and there is nothing left but rest. Let the warm heaviness deepen once more, pulling you down, and let the quiet deepen with it, until you can barely tell where your body ends and the warm dark begins. You are so heavy now, so warm, so still, so fully at ease, that there is almost nothing left of the waking world, only the soft warm dark and the deep quiet peace, and the faint slow rhythm of your breath carrying you down. There is nowhere to go and nothing to do and no one to be, only this, only the warm deep rest, only the soft slow sinking down into sleep. Let it take you now, all the way, the whole soft weight of the night settling over you, carrying you down into the deep sweet dark, into rest, into sleep. Come back to your breath once more, that soft slow rhythm carrying you down, in and out, slow and soft. Each breath a gentle wave washing you a little further onto the warm shore of sleep, each one leaving you a little heavier, a little softer, a little more fully at rest. You do not have to deepen it or slow it or change it in any way, just let it move, on its own, soft and slow and faithful, the way it has all your life, rising and falling, the oldest rhythm there is, rocking you gently down. Rest on it, lean into it. Let each slow breath carry you a little further out of the waking world and a little deeper into sleep, until the breathing is all that is left, soft and slow in the warm dark, and even that fades softly into the background as you slip away. Find the warm, still center of yourself now, the deep, quiet place at your core where there is only peace. Beneath all the thoughts, beneath all the small movements of the mind, there is a still, calm center in you, quiet and warm and untroubled. And you can rest there now, sinking down into it, settling into the deep calm peace at the middle of yourself. Everything else can grow quiet and far away. There is only this warm, still center, this deep calm core of peace, holding you steady and quiet in the soft dark. Let yourself sink all the way down into it now, into the warm, still heart of your own quiet, where nothing stirs and nothing troubles and there is only deep peace and rest there, soft and still and safe, as sleep folds gently around you. The dark story is fully finished now, every last shadow of it gone, and there is nothing left anywhere in your warm, safe world but peace. No curse, no shadow, no frightening thing, nothing at all but the soft, warm dark, and the deep quiet and the gentle rhythm of your own breath carrying you down. You have come all the way through the long, dark ranking and out the far side into pure, soft peace, and there is nothing left to do now but rest in it, completely, letting it hold you, letting it carry you, letting it fold you gently into the deep, sweet sleep that is rising up to take you in. Let go now. Sink down. Drift off into the warm, safe peace. There is nothing left but rest. There is nothing required of you tonight. That is a rare and precious thing, and you can rest in it fully now. For these few quiet hours, there is nothing you must do, nothing you must solve, nothing you must be, no task waiting, no problem pressing, no one needing anything from you at all. You are entirely off duty, free to do nothing but rest, free to let the whole world carry on without you for a while. Set down the weight of all you're doing now, all your responsibilities and your plans and your cares, and let yourself simply be a warm body at rest in a safe, dark room with nothing asked of you and nothing owed. There is such deep relief in that, the permission to do nothing at all. Sink into it now, the soft, empty ease of a night with nothing required, and let it carry you down into rest. Feel yourself sinking slowly through soft layers of rest, the way a feather settles slowly through still air, drifting down and down by gentle degrees. Each layer is softer and warmer and deeper than the one above it, and you are sinking through them slowly, settling lower and lower, leaving the surface of waking far behind, down through the first soft layer, where the day's last thoughts dissolve, then through the next, where the body grows heavy and still, down through the next, where the mind goes quiet and the breath goes slow, down and down, layer by soft layer, sinking gently toward the deep warm dark at the bottom of it all, where the deepest sleep is waiting. There is no hurry in the sinking, only the slow soft settling, carrying you deeper into rest with every passing moment. Remember the warm window we spoke of at the very beginning, the one through which you watched the storm of dark magic from a place of perfect safety. You are still behind that window now, warmer and safer and sleepier than ever, and the storm has blown itself out and gone, leaving only the soft quiet dark beyond the glass. There is nothing left to watch and nothing left to fear, only the deep peace of a safe warm room and a soft dark night. You can step back from the window now, into the warmth, and let your eyes close, and let the last of the story drift away entirely, and give yourself over completely to the warm, safe rest that has been waiting for you all along. You are safe, you are warm, the storm is gone, and there is nothing left but sleep, soft and deep and kind, gathering you gently in. Imagine a soft grey fog rolling in over everything now, gentle and slow, wrapping the world in a quiet haze. It comes in low and soft across the ground, softening every shape, blurring every edge, muffling every sound, until the whole world is wrapped in a deep, gentle greyness, calm and quiet and still. There is something restful about a soft fog, the way it closes the world down small and near, the way it hushes everything and asks nothing, the way it hides all the distant things and leaves only the soft, close quiet right around you. Let that gentle fog roll in across your mind now, softening all your thoughts, blurring all your worries, wrapping everything in a calm grey haze until there is nothing sharp or clear left anywhere, only the soft quiet fog and the deep restful stillness it brings. Let it close the world down small and warm and near around you, and let yourself drift down into its gentle greyness, toward sleep. Let a soft low lullaby move through your mind, wordless and slow, the kind of gentle humming a parent might use to soothe a child toward sleep. It has no words and no real tune, only a soft rising and falling, slow and warm and endlessly patient, a sound made entirely of comfort. Let it hum low at the back of your mind now, soft and slow, rising and falling like the gentle swell of your own breath, soothing you, settling you, rocking you softly down toward rest. There is something in the oldest part of us that knows that sound, that softens and grows sleepy at a gentle hum in the dark, and you can let it work on you now. That soft, wordless lullaby, carrying you down the way it has carried sleepy children down since the beginning of time, into warm and gentle rest. Think of the great quiet that fills a vast hall late at night, long after everyone has gone, when the high ceilings hold nothing but soft shadow and the whole great space rests in deep silence. Picture such a hall now, grand and still and peaceful in the dark, its long tables empty, its tall windows full of soft night, the whole vast room hushed and resting, holding the quiet the way a cupped hand holds water. Let your mind become that still and spacious and quiet, a great calm hall in the dark, empty of all the noise of the day, holding nothing but soft shadow and deep silence and peace. There is such rest in that kind of grand deep quiet, the hush of a great space at rest. Let it fill you, and still you, and carry you down, into a sleep as deep and peaceful as the silence of a great hall in the middle of the night. Feel yourself wrapped now in something thick and soft and warm, like a heavy cloak drawn close around you against the cold of the night. Imagine its soft weight settling over your shoulders and down your back, warm and heavy and comforting, sealing in your warmth, shutting out every chill, wrapping you in a deep cozy heat. There is such comfort in a heavy softness drawn close, the warm weight of it, the way it makes you feel held and safe and snug. Let that warm, soft weight settle over the whole of you now, heavy and warm and kind, pressing you gently down into rest, sealing you into your own warmth, wrapping you up safe against the dark. You are warm, you are wrapped, you are held, and you can sink down now into that deep, cozy warmth, wrapped safe and snug, drifting off into sleep. Picture a long, soft path winding gently down a grassy hillside in the dusk, sloping easily downward, soft underfoot, leading slowly down toward a warm and sheltered place below. Imagine yourself walking it slowly in the fading light, each step carrying you a little lower, a little deeper into the soft evening, the way growing gentler and more peaceful with every step down. There is no effort in this walking, only the easy downward drift of a gentle slope, carrying you slowly and surely down toward rest. With each soft step, you sink a little lower, a little deeper, a little closer to the warm sheltered place at the bottom where sleep is waiting. Let yourself walk that gentle downward path now, step by soft step, sinking deeper into rest with each one, drifting slowly down the long soft slope into sleep. And all around you, the whole living world is sinking into rest along with you, every creature finding its safe place in the dark. The birds are quiet in the trees, tucked soft into their nests. The small animals are curled deep in their burrows, warm and safe in the earth. The whole sleeping countryside lies hushed and still beneath the dark sky, every living thing at rest, every creature safe in its own gentle place. The whole world breathing slow and quiet in the deep peace of the night. You are part of that great resting, one more living thing settling safe into the dark, joining the whole quiet world in its deep nightly rest. Let yourself belong to it fully now, one small warm safe sleeper among all the sleeping world, and let the deep shared peace of it carry you gently down into your own warm rest. Remember too that in all those stories, no matter how dark the night grew, the morning always came. However terrible the danger, however deep the shadow, the story always turned at last back toward the light, towards safety regained, and peace restored, and ordinary happy days returning. The darkest hour was never the end of the story. It was only the part before the dawn. And so it is with every night, including this one. However tired you are, however long the day behind you, this night will turn in its own slow time back toward morning, and you will wake into a new day, rested and renewed, with the dark hours safely behind you. There is a deep comfort in that old reliable shape, the night that always ends, the dawn that always comes. Let it reassure you now, the certainty that morning is coming, gentle and sure, while you rest your way toward it through the safe quiet dark. Take a slow deep breath now, and let it out long and soft, and feel the whole of the day go with it. Breathe in the quiet peace of the night, and breathe out the last of everything you carried into this hour, the day's small cares, the story's small shivers, any last bit of tightness anywhere in your body or your mind. Let it all flow out on that long, slow exhale, draining away into the dark, leaving you lighter and softer and more fully at ease than before. Breathe in peace, breathe out the day, and with each slow breath let a little more of you settle and soften and let go, until there is nothing left to release, and you are simply resting, empty and easy and calm, in the soft, quiet dark. Listen to the deep quiet around you now, the soft humming silence of the late night. It is not an empty silence but a full and gentle one, a quiet that seems almost to hum with peace, the deep restful hush of a world gone to sleep. Let that quiet fill you. Let it settle into every corner of your mind, smoothing away the last small noises of thought, until your mind is as quiet as the night, as still as the deep silence, holding nothing at all but peace. There is such rest in deep quiet, such comfort in the soft hush of the sleeping world. Let it hold you, let it still you. Let the deep gentle silence of the night carry you the rest of the way down, into a sleep as quiet and peaceful as the silence itself. Picture a single candle burning low in the dark, its small flame steady and warm, casting a soft circle of gold into the quiet. Watch it burn down slowly, the flame growing gentler, the light growing softer, the warm glow shrinking by slow degrees into a smaller and smaller circle. There is something so restful in watching a candle burn down at the end of the day, the slow surrender of the flame, the gentle dimming of the light. Let your own waking mind burn down the same way now, slow and soft, the light of your thoughts growing dimmer and gentler, the circle of your awareness shrinking smaller and warmer, until there is only a faint soft glow left in the dark, and then the candle gutters low, and the soft warm dark folds in, and you drift down into sleep, as gently as a flame going out. Let your body settle now, part by part, into complete and heavy rest. Let your feet and your legs grow heavy and still, sinking down into the bed, switching off into soft warm rest. Feel your hips and your back settle and soften, releasing the day, sinking down. Let your hands and your arms grow heavy and loose, your shoulders dropping, all the holding draining out of them. Let your neck and your jaw soften, your face going slack and peaceful, the small muscles around your eyes letting go. Let your whole body go heavy and warm and still, from the soles of your feet to the crown of your head, every part settled, every part resting, every part sinking softly down into the deep warm comfort of the bed. There is nothing left to hold. You can let all of it go now, your whole body at rest, heavy and warm and wonderfully still. Feel how kindly the bed holds you, how gently you are kept. The soft mattress beneath you, the warm covers over you, the pillow cradling your head, all of it holding you with such easy care, asking nothing, simply keeping you safe and warm and comfortable through the night. Even the quiet pull of gravity is a kindness now, holding you down softly against the bed, keeping you settled and still and safe, so that you do not have to hold yourself in any way at all. You are held on every side by gentle things. You can let go into that holding completely, trusting it entirely, sinking down into the kind, soft care of your warm bed, held safe and close as you drift the rest of the way down into sleep. Let yourself float now in the warm, soft dark, weightless and easy, like something held gently in deep still water, like a feather resting on warm air. There is no effort in floating. There is nothing to hold up, nothing to carry, nothing to do but be held by the soft warm dark and let it bear you along. Feel how light you are now that you have set everything down, how easy, how free. The day is gone, the story is gone, the fear is gone. There is nothing left to weigh you down, and you can float free in the warm, quiet dark, drifting wherever the soft, slow current of sleep would carry you, held and weightless and entirely at peace. Let the warm dark hold you up. Let yourself float, soft and easy, deeper and deeper into rest, and the dark story stays shelved behind you, closed and quiet, growing fainter with every moment you drift. You have walked all the way through it and come out the other side, safe and unharmed, and now it is only a closed book in a sleeping library, only a buried shape beneath the soft falling snow, only a storm blowing harmless beyond your warm cabin walls. It cannot reach you, it cannot follow you, it cannot trouble your rest in any way. Let it grow fainter and farther and dimmer behind you as you drift, until it fades from your mind entirely and there is nothing left of it at all, only the warm, safe dark and the soft, deep peace of sleep rising up to take you. If a count would help carry you down, we can count again, slow and soft, from 20 this time, each number a gentle step deeper into rest. 20, 19, sinking softly down, 18, 17, warm and heavy and safe, 16, 15, drifting deeper now, 14, 13, softer, slower, letting go, 12, 11, the waking world growing faint and far, 10, 9, deep in the warm dark now, 8, 7, nearly gone, 6, 5, sinking down toward the deepest rest, 4, 3, almost asleep, 2, 1, deep and quiet and safe. And if you have not yet slipped away, there is no need to reach any further. Let the numbers fade. Let the counting stop. Let yourself simply drift, down and down, into the warm deep dark of sleep. There is one more comfort from the heart of that whole long story to carry down with you, and it may be the warmest of all. The most famous protagonist of that world, the boy at the center of everything, first became famous because of the one time the killing curse failed. As an infant he was marked for death by the darkest wizard alive, the very wand raised, the green light loosed, and yet he lived, the only person ever to survive that unsurvivable curse. And the reason he survived was not a stronger spell or a cleverer defense, it was love. His mother had stepped in front of him and given her own life to save his, and that act of pure selfless love left a protection upon him deeper than any curse could break, an old and gentle magic that the darkness could not understand and could not overcome. The most final curse in all the world met a mother's love, and the love won. To think of what that means, threaded so far into the bones of that whole story. The darkest magic, the unstoppable killing curse at the very peak of our ranking, was undone by the oldest and simplest magic there is, the love of one person willing to protect another. Throughout the whole long story, again and again, that is the power that proves strongest in the end. Stronger than any curse, stronger than death itself. Love is the magic the dark wizards never understood and never could wield, and it is the magic that defeated them every time. There is no more comforting thought to hold as you drift towards sleep than that the deepest force in that world, and perhaps in ours, is not fear and not cruelty but love, quiet and stubborn and unbreakable, holding safe the ones it shelters. And remember, as the dark fades entirely, that the same storytellers who dreamed up all these frightening spells also dreamed up everything warm and wonderful in that world. The cozy common rooms, and the feasts in the great hall, the loyal friends and the kind teachers, the magical suites and the moving staircases and the owls bearing letters home. The imagination that can frighten us is the very same imagination that can comfort and delight us, and the dark spells were only ever one small shadowed corner of a world full of warmth and wonder and light. You can let the shadowed corner fade now, and let the warmth be the last thing you carry down, all the cozy and magical and kindly things, glowing softly in your mind as you drift off, a whole bright world of wonder holding you gently as you sink into sleep. Picture yourself sinking now into something as soft and warm as sun-warmed sand, your whole body settling into it, held and cradled and warm all the way through, sinking slowly and sweetly down into the deepest rest. Feel your senses softening now, one by one, the way they do at the very edge of sleep. The sounds of the room and the night are growing distant and soft, blurring together into a low gentle hush, no longer sharp, no longer separate, just a quiet wash of soft sound fading slowly out. The feeling of the bed beneath you is growing soft and far away too, the edges of your body blurring gently into the warm dark, so that you can barely tell anymore where you end and the soft bed begins. Even the faint light behind your closed eyes is dimming, fading down toward a deep soft dark. Let it all soften and recede. Let the world grow quiet and dim and distant around you, your senses winding down like instruments going still at the end of a long slow song, until there is almost nothing left to sense at all, only the warm deep dark, and the soft far hush, and the gentle fading of all things into rest. There is a deep dark place at the very bottom of the night, the deepest and most restful sleep of all, and you are sinking down toward it now. It is the place where dreams grow quiet, and thought goes still, and the self lets go completely, the warm black depths where the body does its deepest healing, and the mind its deepest rest. You are drifting down toward it, slow and soft, sinking through the gentle layers of sleep, each one deeper and quieter and warmer than the last. There is nothing frightening in those depths, only the most complete and restful peace there is, the deep sweet dark where you are entirely safe and entirely at rest. Let yourself sink toward it without any fear, drawn down gently into the warm quiet deep where nothing stirs and nothing troubles, and there is only rest. You are nearly there now, nearly gone, nearly asleep, drifting in that soft warm place just above the deepest dark, with almost nothing left to hold you to the waking world. There is no need to hold on at all. You can let go of the very last thread now, the last faint thought, the last small flicker of waking, and simply slip away, down into the warm deep dark, into the deepest and sweetest rest. Let go, sink down, drift off. There is nothing left to do but sleep, and sleep is rising up to take you, soft and warm and deep, gathering you gently in. If your mind drifts back toward waking, let it rest on the warm glow of a fireside. Picture a low fire burning soft in a stone hearth, the flames small and gentle now, settling toward embers, casting a warm orange light across a quiet room. Imagine yourself curled up near it, wrapped in something soft, watching the embers glow and dim and glow again, feeling the gentle heat on your face, listening to the small settling sounds of the fire as it burns low. There is no fear in this fire, no hunger, no curse, only warmth and soft light and the deep cozy comfort of a hearth at the end of the day. Let its warmth reach you, let its soft glow soothe you, let the slow settling of the embers carry you down, the fire burning lower and softer, the room growing warmer and dimmer, until the embers are only a faint warm glow in the dark, and you are drifting, warm and safe, toward sleep, or rest if you like, in a quiet open meadow at dusk, the day's last soft light fading gently from the sky. Picture the long grass swaying slow in a warm evening breeze, the air mild and sweet, the world going quiet and golden and soft as the light fades. Imagine lying back in that soft grass, held by the warm earth, watching the sky deepen slowly from gold to grey to the soft blue dark of evening, while the meadow hushes around you, and the warm breeze moves over you, and everything grows still and peaceful and dim. There is nothing here but the soft grass and the fading light and the gentle warmth of a summer evening sliding slowly into night. Let the meadow hold you. Let the warm dusk settle over you. Let the fading light carry you softly down toward rest, the sky dimming, the world quieting, the evening folding gently around you as you drift, and let the long night turn slowly around you toward a gentle morning that is still many soft hours away. The night is in no hurry, and neither are you. Hour by quiet hour, the dark will deepen and hold, and then, far off, begin its slow turn back toward the light, and through all of it you will rest, safe and warm, carried gently from this soft evening, through the deep middle of the night, and out toward a kind and easy dawn. You do not need to wait for it or watch for it. Morning will come on its own, gentle and sure, in its own good time, and until then there is only rest, hour upon hour of deep soft rest, the whole long peaceful night laid out before you like a warm dark country to sleep your way across. Let it carry you. Let the slow turning night hold you safe until the gentle morning comes. There are enchantments laid over homes to keep out anything that means harm, invisible walls of protection wrapped around the places where families sleep. There are spells that hide a house entirely from unfriendly eyes, that turn a doorway into a guarded threshold no dark thing can cross, that wrap a whole household in warmth and safety through the night. The people in that story did not face the dark unprotected. They wove their homes about with care and kindness made into magic, so that inside their own walls they could rest easy, safe behind defenses no curse could break. Your own home is wrapped in its own kind of protection tonight, the ordinary, everyday magic of walls and doors, and the simple safety of a familiar, sheltered place. You do not need spells to be safe. You are already safe, here in your guarded threshold, behind your own walls, in your own warm room, with the whole protective shell of your home standing quiet watch around you. Nothing unfriendly can cross into this place. It is yours, and it is safe, and it holds you gently through the night the way those enchanted homes held their sleeping families. A warm, protected space with the dark kept firmly outside. Let yourself feel the safety of your own sheltered place, and let it ease you all the way down into rest. And remember too that in that world, whatever harm the dark magic did, there were always those who worked to mend it. There were patient healers in white wards who tended the cursed and the wounded and the broken, who knew the counter-charms and the soothing draughts, who sat by the suffering and coaxed them slowly back toward health. There was almost nothing so dark that someone was not working to undo it. Almost no wound so deep that gentle hands were not reaching to heal it. The world held menders as well as breakers, healers as well as cursers, and in the end there were always more hands trying to mend than to harm. You are in good and gentle hands tonight too, the soft, sure hands of sleep itself, which is the body's own healing, mending you softly through the night, smoothing away the day's small wear, restoring you gently so that you wake renewed. Let those healing hands tend you now. Let sleep do its quiet mending. Let yourself rest in the care of the gentle dark, safe and tended and slowly made whole again, as you drift down into deep and healing rest. Now let a quiet gratitude move through you now for all the ordinary good things that the dark ranking threw into relief. You have a body that works, that moves and breathes and feels without any curse upon it. You have a mind that holds your own memories and thinks your own thoughts, unread and unstolen and whole. You have a heart that feels what it truly feels, a will that is your own to follow, a soul that is bright and warm and entirely yours. These are not small things. They are the very blessings that the darkest magic destroys, and you have every one of them freely tonight, without having paid any terrible price for them at all. Most of the time we never notice these quiet gifts. Tonight, having looked at the dark mirror of each one, you can feel them clearly and be glad of them and rest in the simple wealth of an unharmed life. Let that gratitude settle into a soft, warm contentment, the deep ease of someone who has remembered for a moment how much is well. And let your breath carry that contentment now, in and out, slow and soft and steady. Your breath has been with you all your life, faithful and quiet, asking nothing, keeping you alive through every day and every night without a single thought from you. Let it be your gentle anchor now as you drift, something soft and steady to rest upon, rising and falling, slow as a quiet tide, carrying you deeper into rest with every easy cycle. You do not have to do anything to it, just let it move, and let it soothe you, and let it rock you gently down toward sleep, the oldest and most faithful lullaby there is. the simple slow rhythm of your own quiet breath. And let yourself feel, as you drift, as safe and small and cared for as a child being tucked in at the end of the day. There is a deep old comfort in that feeling, the warm, safe smallness of being wrapped up snug and watched over while you sleep. The sense that you can let go completely because someone or something gentle is keeping the night. Let yourself have that feeling now, however old you are. The simple childlike safety of being tucked warm into bed with the dark held kindly at bay. You are safe, you are warm, you are watched over by the quiet, protective night. There is nothing for you to do and nothing for you to fear, only to be small and safe and sleepy beneath your warm covers, letting yourself be carried off to sleep the way a tired child is carried, gently, softly, with nothing but kindness all around. Let go now into that warm, safe smallness and drift the rest of the way down into deep and peaceful rest. Either way, there is only rest ahead. Let go now into whatever the night brings, trusting that it brings you nothing but peace. Here is a still and gentle place to rest your mind, if it would like one more. Picture a calm, dark lake at night, its surface perfectly smooth and unmoving, holding the soft reflection of a quiet sky. Imagine yourself lying in a small, steady boat upon that calm water, drifting without effort, the boat barely moving, the lake so still that it feels like resting on a sheet of dark glass. There is no wind, there are no waves. There is only the deep, calm water beneath you, holding you up without the slightest effort on your part, and the soft, quiet dark above, and the gentle, almost imperceptible drift of the boat across the still surface. You are held, and safe, and going nowhere in particular, simply resting on the calm water, rocked so gently you can barely feel it. Drifting through the quiet night, let the deep stillness of that lake become your own stillness. There is nothing as restful as perfectly calm water, the way it lies so smooth and quiet and untroubled, holding everything in its soft, dark surface. Let your mind become that calm, smooth and still and unmoving, with no ripple of worry crossing it, no wave of thought disturbing it, only the deep, quiet calm of still water under a quiet sky. The boat holds you, the water holds the boat, the night holds all of it, soft and dark and safe, and you can let go completely into that gentle holding, drifting on the calm, dark lake, rocked so softly towards sleep that you will slip away without ever noticing the moment you go. And as you drift on that still water, feel how completely you are cared for, how little you have to do. The lake holds you up, the boat carries you, the night keeps watch. You do not have to paddle or steer or stay awake or hold on. You can simply lie back in the gentle boat and let yourself be carried, trusting the calm water to hold you and the quiet night to keep you, drifting wherever the soft, slow current of sleep would take you. There is nowhere you need to reach and nothing you need to do. Let the still lake carry you through the dark, soft and safe and slow, deeper and deeper into the quiet, all the way down into the calm, deep waters of sleep. There is one more piece of magic worth holding in your mind as you drift, and it is the gentlest and most hopeful of all, the perfect answer to every dark spell we ranked tonight. In that world, against the soul-draining creatures of the dark, against the very cold and despair they bring, there is a single charm that works, and it is a charm made entirely of happiness. To cast it, a witch or wizard must reach inside and find their very brightest memory, the warmest and most joyful moment of their whole life, and hold it close and pour it out through the wand. And from that pure remembered happiness, a creature of silver light comes leaping forth, bright and strong and beautiful, and drives the darkness away. The light takes the shape of an animal, a stag or a hare, or a soaring bird, glowing and warm, and the cold things flee before it, unable to bear the brightness of remembered joy. Think about what a perfect and hopeful thing that is. The most frightening creatures in the whole story, the ones that drain all warmth and joy and hope from the air, are defeated not by a darker magic but by happiness itself, by the simple act of holding on to a good memory and letting it shine. The answer to the deepest dark is light, and the answer to despair is joy, and any person, however frightened, can find that light inside themselves if they reach for it. It says something true and kind about the whole shape of that world, and perhaps about ours, that the darkest things cannot stand against a heart that holds on to its happiness, that warmth and brightness are stronger than cold and fear, that the light wins. So let your own brightest memory rise up softly now, whatever it is, the warmest and happiest moment you can find within yourself, and let it glow gently in your mind as you drift towards sleep. Hold it close, that warm, bright feeling, and let it fill the dark around you with a soft silver light, driving away the last shadow of any frightening thing. There is nothing dark left near you now, only the warm glow of a happy memory and the soft, safe peace of your own quiet room. Let that gentle light watch over you as you sink the rest of the way down, a bright, warm guardian made of your own joy, keeping every dark thing far away while you drift safely into the deep, sweet warmth of sleep. Think for a moment of all the protective magic in that world, the gentle counterpart to all the dark spells we climbed past tonight. For every curse that harms, there are charms that shield and guard and keep safe. You can let go of the very last of your guard now, completely and without reservation, because there is nothing to guard against, nothing coming, nothing near, nothing anywhere in your safe, quiet world but warmth and softness and rest. Sink into that safety, trust it completely. Let it hold you as you let go, drifting down past the last edge of waking into the warm, deep dark, where you will rest safe and sound and undisturbed all through the gentle hours of the night. If your mind would like something simple to follow down the last of the way, let it rest on a slow, gentle count, each number a soft step deeper into sleep. 10, sinking down, warm and heavy and safe. 9, a little deeper, a little softer. 8, letting go a little more. 7, the body growing heavier, the breath growing slower. 6, drifting now, the day far behind. 5, deeper still, warm and quiet and calm. 4, softer, slower, nearly gone. 3, sinking down into the deep warm dark. 2, the last of the waking slipping away. 1, deep and quiet and safe. There is no need to reach the bottom of the count, and no need to count at all if you would rather simply drift. Let the numbers carry you down only as far as they will, each one a soft step deeper into rest, until you slip away somewhere between them into sleep. And if it soothes you, picture a single steady light far off in the dark, like the slow turning beam of a lighthouse watching over a calm night sea. It sweeps around, slow and patient and sure, casting its gentle light across the water, and then away, and then back again, a steady, faithful rhythm that has kept its watch through every night for longer than anyone can remember. There is deep comfort in a steady light in the dark, a thing that keeps its patient watch while everything else sleeps, asking nothing, simply shining, simply turning, simply keeping its faithful vigil over the resting world. Let it watch over you now, that steady, distant light, sweeping slow and sure through the dark while you rest. A quiet guardian keeping its patient watch so that you do not have to keep any watch of your own. Let the slow sweep of that far light become a rhythm to rest upon, like the slow rhythm of your breath, like the slow turning of the long night toward morning. Around it goes, and away, and back again, slow and steady and endless, and with each pass it carries you a little deeper into rest, a little further from waking, a little closer to the deep sweet sleep that is rising up to take you. You are safe in its light, you are watched over and held. There is nothing for you to do but rest while the steady light keeps turning, while the long night keeps watch, while the slow breath keeps carrying you down, deeper and softer and farther, into the warm dark peace of sleep. You do not need to keep listening now. My voice will stay with you a while longer, low and soft and steady, but you are welcome to let it slip away whenever you like, to stop following the words and let them blur into a gentle murmur at the edge of your hearing. The meaning does not matter anymore. You have heard all you need to hear. Let the words become just a soft sound now, like the far rush of the storm, or the slow turn of the light, a quiet murmur that asks nothing of you and means nothing in particular, only there to keep you company as you drift the rest of the way down. Let it fade, let it soften, feel it become part of the background hush of the night, and let yourself stop holding on to any of it. Think, if you like, of the whole wide sleeping world settling down around you, all across the dark side of the turning earth. In countless rooms and houses, people are lying down just as you are, letting go of their days, sinking into rest. Whole cities of sleepers, whole countrysides of them, all breathing slow in the dark, all safe in their beds, all drifting down into the same gentle country of sleep. You are one small, warm point of rest among millions, part of the great quiet tide of sleepers that washes around the world each night, and there is comfort in that, in being one of so many, all of you safe, all of you resting, all of you carried together through the dark toward morning. Let yourself join them fully now, one more sleeper among all the sleepers, settling down into the shared deep peace of the resting world. And let me wish for you only gentle dreams, or no dreams at all, whichever your tired mind would prefer. After a story full of dark things told from a place so safe, there is nothing waiting in your sleep but rest. If you dream, let your dreams be soft and kind, full of warm and easy things, of safe places and gentle company and the quiet pleasures of an untroubled mind. And if you do not dream, let there be only the deep restful dark, the sweet blank peace of the deepest sleep, where nothing stirs and nothing troubles and you simply rest, all the way down, until the morning comes to lift you gently back. Either way, you are safe. So let your thoughts begin to go out now, one by one, like lamps being dimmed in a great house at the end of the night. One soft thought flickers and fades, and then another, and the house of your mind grows darker and quieter, room by room, as the lights go gently out. There is no need to keep any of them burning. Let each thought dim and settle and go dark. The worries first, then the plans, then the small stray musings, each one winking out softly until only a few faint lights remain, and then those too begin to fade, darker now and quieter, the great house of your mind settling into stillness as the last lamps dim, until there is only the soft warm dark and the deep peaceful quiet of a mind almost entirely asleep, and you can let that final dimming carry you the rest of the way down, into the deep still dark of rest. It may comfort you to remember, as you drift, that even the bravest people in that whole frightening world had to sleep. The heroes who faced these very curses, who stood before the dark wizards and the cursed fire and the killing light, still had to lie down each night and rest, still had to set down their fear and their courage alike, and give themselves over to sleep. They found safe rooms and warm beds in the middle of their dangerous lives, quiet corners where they could close their eyes and let go, because no one, however brave, can fight forever, and rest is what makes the fighting possible. They slept in a curtained four-poster bed in a tower dormitory, in a tent pitched in a lonely wood, in the warm kitchen of a crooked old house, wherever they could find a moment of safety, and they slept soundly, because they had earned it and they needed it. So you are in good company tonight, resting as the heroes rested, finding your own safe, quiet place at the end of the day, and letting go. There is no shame and no danger in laying down your guard to sleep. It is the most natural thing in the world, the thing every brave and weary creature must do, the nightly surrender that gives us back our strength. You can lay yourself down as gladly and as completely as the most tired hero at the end of the longest day, knowing that your sleep is safe and your rest is earned, and that you will rise again restored when the morning comes. Let yourself rest the way they rested, soundly and gratefully, in the safe, quiet dark, and let time stretch out long and soft around you now, the gentle, unhurried time of the deep night. There is no rush here, nowhere you need to be, nothing pulling at you. The night is long and quiet and entirely yours, hours and hours of soft dark rest stretching out ahead of you with nothing to fill them but sleep. You can let go of any sense of hurry, any feeling that you must fall asleep quickly or rest efficiently. There is all the time in the world. Let time slow down around you, each moment stretching out gentle and wide, until the minutes lose their edges and blur softly together, and time itself seems to drift to a stop, leaving only the deep timeless quiet of the night, holding you with all the hours you could ever need to sink slowly and completely into rest. Feel a gentle warmth spreading through you now, the cozy warmth of a body settling into deep rest. It begins somewhere in the center of you and spreads slowly outward, into your chest and your shoulders, down your arms to your fingertips, down through your hips and your legs all the way to your toes. A soft, pleasant heat like sinking into a warm bath or curling up beneath a thick blanket on a cold night. Let it spread all through you, melting away any last small tension, warming every part of you into soft, heavy comfort. There is nothing as soothing as being perfectly warm as you fall asleep, the body content and cozy and held, and you can let that warmth fill you completely now, a gentle golden heat carrying you down toward rest, soft and slow and deep. Let the warmth and the heaviness and the quiet all work together now, drawing you down. You are so comfortable, so safe, so completely at ease, that there is nothing left to do but melt into it and let go. Every part of you is warm, every part of you is heavy, every part of you is at peace. The frightening story is far behind you, sealed in its book on its shelf in the sleeping library, buried under the soft falling snow, locked outside in the storm beyond your warm cabin walls, gone, harmless, forgotten. There is only you now, warm and safe and drowsy, sinking down through the soft layers of the night toward the deep sweet sleep at the bottom of it all. And nothing can reach you there. That is the deepest comfort of all to carry down with you into sleep. The simple solid fact that you are safe, that nothing frightening can cross the distance between a story and your warm safe bed, that you are protected and held, and entirely beyond the reach of any dark thing. There is nothing waiting for you in sleep but rest. You can let go of the last small guard you might be holding, the last flicker of wariness left over from the dark ranking, and trust that sleep is a kind and gentle country, holding nothing for you tonight but peace. So drift on, softly and freely, toward that gentle country of sleep. Let the warm dark carry you. Let the slow breath rock you. Let the heaviness pull you down, and the stillness fold around you, and the soft snow of sleep keep falling over everything until the whole world is buried in quiet. You are safe, you are warm, you are drifting, and there is nothing left to do now but let go a little more with each passing moment, sinking deeper and softer and farther into rest, carried gently toward the deep sweet sleep that is rising up to meet you. There is no hurry, there is no effort. There is only the slow soft drift, and the deepening quiet, and the warm safe dark, easing you down and down and down, toward sleep. Here is one more warm place to rest inside of, if you would like it. Picture a small snug cabin deep in the winter woods, late at night, with a storm blowing softly outside. Imagine yourself tucked up warm within it, wrapped in thick blankets, while beyond the walls the wind moves through the dark trees, and the snow swirls down, and the night does whatever the night does. You can hear the storm out there, the soft rush of the wind, the whisper of the snow against the window, and every sound of it only makes you feel warmer and safer where you lie, because the storm is out there and you are in here, and not a breath of it can reach you. This is the deep, cozy safety we spoke of at the very beginning. The pleasure of watching a storm through a thick, warm window, and you are living inside it now, snug and safe while the wild night blows itself out beyond the glass. Let the sounds of the storm become a lullaby. There is something about being warm and safe while weather rages gently outside that soothes a person down into the deepest kind of rest. The contrast between the wild dark out there and the warm stillness in here, the knowing that you are protected, that nothing can get to you, that you can let go completely while the storm keeps its distance. Let the soft, far sounds of the wind and the snow wrap around you like another blanket. Let them rise and fall, gentle and steady and endless. A soft grey hush at the edge of your hearing, asking nothing of you, only keeping you company as you drift. The storm will blow all night, harmless and far away, and you will sleep right through it, warm and safe and deep, in your snug little cabin in the woods. And all the dark magic of the story is out there too, if it is anywhere at all, out in the wild night beyond the walls, far from your warm, safe room, unable to reach you any more than the storm can. You are in the warm and the light and the safe, tucked up snug while everything frightening stays outside in the dark where it belongs. There is nothing in here with you but warmth and softness and peace. So let the storm blow, and let the snow fall, and let yourself sink down into the deep, cozy safety of your warm bed, as snug and protected as a sleeper in a cabin in the winter woods, drifting off to the soft, far lullaby of a storm that cannot touch you, down into a warm and dreamless rest. You are protected tonight, more thoroughly than you may ever stop to notice. Think of all the quiet things that keep you safe as you sleep, the walls around you holding firm, the roof overhead turning away the weather, the door that shuts out the night, the warm covers sealing in your heat. Think of the whole sleeping world arranged around you, the locked doors and the dark windows and the soft beds, a vast network of ordinary safety stretching out in every direction, all of it holding the dark at bay so that tired people can rest. You are wrapped in layer upon layer of protection, most of it so familiar that you never think of it at all. And tonight you can let yourself feel it, the deep, simple safety of a sheltered sleeping place, and let it give you permission to let go completely. Because that is all sleep asks of you, that you let go, that you set down your guard and trust the safety that surrounds you and allow yourself to drift. You do not have to keep watch tonight. You do not have to listen for danger or brace against the dark or hold any part of yourself ready. All of that can be set down now, released into the care of the quiet, protective night, so that you can sink all the way down into rest with nothing held back. There is nothing to guard against, there is nothing coming. You are safe and protected and free to let go entirely, free to give yourself fully over to sleep, knowing that the night will keep you and the walls will hold and the dark will stay gentle until the morning. And you do not need to open anything tonight. You can simply walk softly down the long quiet rows, past all the sleeping stories, feeling the deep restful hush of the place, and find a warm corner to settle into, and let the silence of all those resting books settle into you as well. Let yourself become, for a moment, just one more sleeping thing in that peaceful library of the night, resting alongside all the quiet stories, held in the same deep hush. The books sleep on their shelves, the dark sleeps in the corners, the whole building rests, patient and quiet, breathing slow in the gentle gloom, and you rest with it, your own story paused for the night, your own pages quiet, your own dramas set gently aside until morning. There is nowhere you need to be and nothing you need to do but rest here in the soft library hush, among the sleeping stories, letting the deep quiet of the place carry you down, deeper and deeper, into a sleep as peaceful and complete as the sleep of 1,000 closed books in the dark. Let your body grow heavy now, pleasantly and completely heavy, sinking down into the bed the way a tired traveler sinks into a soft chair by a warm fire at the end of a long cold day. Feel the weight of yourself settling, your limbs growing heavier and warmer, pressing gently down into the softness beneath you, held and supported and at ease. There is a deep comfort in that heaviness, the heavy drowsy weight of a body that is ready to sleep, and you can let it spread through you now, from your shoulders down through your arms, from your hips down through your legs, a warm sinking heaviness that pulls you softly down toward rest. You do not have to hold yourself up in any way. The bed is holding all of you, every ounce, and you can let go into it completely, growing heavier and softer and more sunken with each slow breath. Let your breathing slow and settle into the easy rhythm of rest. There is no need to shape it or count it. Just let each breath come a little slower than the last, a little softer, a little deeper, the air moving in and out as gently as a slow, soft wind through an open window. Breathe in and feel a quiet calm spread through you. Breathe out and feel yourself sink a little deeper into the warm, heavy peace. With every breath out, let go of a little more of the day, a little more of the story, a little more of any small leftover shiver, until there is nothing left to release and you are simply breathing, slow and soft and easy, carried down toward sleep on the gentlest rhythm there is. Your breath will keep you all night long, faithful and quiet, with no effort at all from you, and you can lean into it now and let it rock you softly down. Feel how still everything has become, inside and out. The room is still, the night is still, your body is still and heavy and warm, and your mind is growing still as well. The thoughts coming slower now, farther apart, softer, with wide quiet spaces opening up between them where there is nothing at all but peace. You do not need to think about anything now. You do not need to follow any thought or finish any worry or solve any problem. You can let your mind go as still as a snow-covered field, as quiet as a library of sleeping books, as empty and peaceful as the gentle dark around you. Let the stillness deepen. Let the spaces between your thoughts grow wider and softer. Let yourself sink down into the deep, quiet, still place at the bottom of the night, where there is nothing to do and nothing to fear, and nothing to be but a warm and heavy body, breathing slow, drifting gently toward sleep. Allow yourself to drift now, loose and untethered, the way you float in that soft space between waking and sleeping. There is a gentle weightlessness that comes as sleep draws near, a sense of the body's edges softening and the mind beginning to float free, drifting like something carried on slow water, going nowhere in particular, simply drifting. Let yourself sink into that drifting feeling now, no longer quite anchored to the room, no longer quite holding on to the day, just floating softly in the warm dark, carried gently along by the slow current of sleep. There is nothing to hold on to and no reason to hold on. You can let yourself drift free, easy and untroubled, further and further from the shores of waking, out into the deep calm quiet where sleep is waiting to take you in. And as you drift, you can let go of any worry about what sleep might bring, because after a frightening story told from a safe place, the mind is not left frightened at all, only pleasantly tired and ready for rest. The fears of the story stayed in the story. They do not follow you into sleep. What waits for you on the far side of drifting is not nightmare but the soft, strange, gentle world of ordinary dreams. Or perhaps no dreams at all, only a deep and restful dark. Either way, you are safe. Either And notice, as you drift, that the dark around you tonight is not a frightening dark at all. After a story full of green light and cursed fire and shadowed caves, the ordinary dark of your own room might seem like something to be wary of, but it is the very opposite. This dark is empty and peaceful and entirely on your side. It holds no creatures and no curses, no waiting horrors, nothing at all but the soft, restful absence of light that lets a tired body sleep. It is the same gentle dark that has covered every safe and sleeping creature since the beginning of the world, the kind dark of closed eyes and quiet rooms and deep untroubled rest. There is nothing in it to fear. There is only its softness wrapping around you, dimming the world down to a warm and restful nothing, inviting you to let go, let it. Let the empty, peaceful dark hold you, and feel how safe it is, how kind, how completely free of anything that could ever do you harm. If you would like a soft image to rest your mind upon, picture a slow, quiet snowfall settling over a sleeping world. Imagine watching from a warm window as the snow comes down, thick and silent, each flake drifting without a sound, gathering softly on the rooftops and the branches and the still ground below. Snow has a way of muffling everything, of laying a deep hush over the whole world, softening every hard edge, quieting every noise, until the only thing left is a vast white silence and the slow, patient falling of more snow. Picture it gathering deeper and deeper, smoothing the world into gentle, rounded shapes, burying every sharp and frightening thing under a soft white blanket, until there is nothing left anywhere but quiet and softness and rest. Let that same hush settle over your own mind now, the way the snow settles over the world. Let it fall slow and soft across all your thoughts, muffling them, quieting them, smoothing them down. Each worry that drifts up, let the snow settle over it and soften it and hush it away, until your mind is as quiet and white and still as a snow-covered field at midnight, with nothing moving across it, nothing breaking its smooth, soft surface, only the deep, peaceful silence of a world gone gently to sleep under the snow. There is something about that deep, muffled winter quiet that the body knows and loves, the safe, drowsy feeling of being warm and indoors, while the soft snow falls outside. Let yourself sink into that feeling now, warm and safe and drowsy, watching the soft snow of sleep come down over everything, deeper and deeper, quieter and quieter, and as the snow keeps falling, let it cover over the last traces of the dark story too, the staircase and the curses and the shadows, laying its soft white silence over all of it, until none of it can be seen anymore, until the whole frightening landscape is buried gentle and deep beneath the peaceful snow. The dark magic sleeps now under the snow with everything else quieted, softened, hushed away, no more frightening than a buried stone beneath a smooth white field. There is nothing sharp left anywhere, nothing hard, nothing frightening, only the soft, deep quiet of the snow and the warm, safe drowsiness of a body sinking towards sleep. Let the snow keep falling, let the silence keep deepening. Let yourself drift further and further down into the soft white peace of it, warm and safe and wonderfully sleepy, as the whole world goes quiet beneath the gently falling snow. Here is another quiet place to let your mind rest, if it likes. Picture a vast old library at night, long after everyone has gone home, when all the stories lie sleeping on their shelves. Imagine the endless rows of books stretching away into the soft gloom, each one holding a whole world inside its closed covers, all of them quiet now, all of them resting. The frightening stories and the gentle ones sit side by side in the dark, their dramas paused, their monsters and their heroes alike gone still between the pages, waiting patiently for morning and the next reader who will open them up and let them live again. There is a deep peace in a library at night, a hush made of countless sleeping stories, a quiet so complete and so kind that you can almost feel the building itself breathing slow and easy in the dark. The dark story we told tonight is one of those books now, closed and shelved and sleeping with all the rest. Picture it there on its shelf, the cover shut, the curses and the dark magic all folded safely back inside, quiet and harmless and still, no more frightening than any other closed book in a sleeping library. It cannot trouble you now. It is just a book among books, resting in the gentle dark, its terrors safely contained between covers that will stay closed until you choose to open them again. So as the ranking dissolves, let it leave behind not the fear but the reassurance underneath it, the quiet certainty that the frightening things in any story are always opposed, always answered, always finally overcome by something warmer and braver and more enduring. The curses were terrible, but they were not the end of the story. The end of the story was peace and rebuilding, an ordinary happy life returning, and that is the part that lasts. You can let the dark magic fade now, knowing it was beaten, knowing the helpers won, knowing the world of that story came through into the light, just as you are coming through this dark ranking and out the other side into the soft, safe peace of sleep. The frightening part is over, only the comfort remains. And here is the gentlest truth of all to rest upon, the one that dissolves the last of any lingering shiver. Not one of the spells we ranked tonight is real. There is no wand in any drawer in your house that could freeze a body or steal a memory or end a life with a word. The cursed fire that hunts, the dead that walk, the soul torn into pieces, all of it lives only in ink and imagination, in the pages of stories and the warm shared dreaming of the people who love them. These terrors were invented to be enjoyed, conjured up by storytellers precisely so that we could feel the thrill of them and then close the book and be perfectly safe. They have exactly as much power to harm you as a painting of a storm has power to make you wet, which is to say none at all. It is a wonderful thing, when you think about it, that human beings make frightening stories at all, that we sit around and dream up dark magic and terrible curses for the simple pleasure of being scared together in safety. It is a kind of play, the way a kitten pounces on a ball of wool as practice for a hunt that will never come. We rehearse our fears in stories so that we can hold them, and shape them, and tame them, and in the end be comforted by them, because a fear you can name and rank and put in order is a fear you have a measure of power over. Tonight we took the most frightening magic anyone ever dreamed up, and we lined it all up neatly on a staircase, and walked up and down it at our leisure, and that is a kind of quiet mastery, the taming of fear through the gentle act of telling. So you can let the whole thing go now, every curse and every horror, releasing it back into the storybook where it belongs, and closing the cover softly. The dark magic stays on the page. It does not follow you off into the night. It cannot leave the story any more than a character can step out of a painting, and you are not in the story at all. You are here, in the warm, safe, ordinary world, lying in your own bed under your own roof, with nothing frightening anywhere near you. The ranking is finished, the book is closing, and all that is left, now that the dark has been safely shelved, is the soft and gentle business of falling asleep, which we can turn to now in earnest, and sink into together, slow and easy and unafraid. Settle in now, as deep and as comfortable as you can, because the frightening part of the night is fully behind us, and everything from here is soft. You are, in this moment, about as safe as a person can be. You are indoors, behind walls, under a roof, wrapped in warm covers, in a familiar room where you know every shadow and every shape. The doors are shut, the night is keeping its distance outside, and all the dark magic we spoke of is sealed away where it belongs, on the far side of a boundary it can never cross, the boundary between a story and a life. You are on the safe side of that line, the living side, the warm side, and nothing from the other side can ever reach across it to you. Let that knowledge settle over you like a heavy soft quilt, the simple deep safety of being exactly where you are. Feel how far away all of it is now, all the curses and the horrors, receding into the distance like the lights of a town seen from a train pulling gently away. They grow smaller and dimmer as you drift, more faint, more harmless, until they are only a soft glow on a far horizon, and then not even that. You are moving away from all of it, carried gently off into the quiet, and with every moment the distance grows. There is nothing frightening near you anymore. There is nothing frightening within miles of you, within reach of you, within any possibility of touching you. You have left the whole dark ranking far behind, and you are drifting now through a wide, soft, peaceful country where no curse has ever been spoken, and no dark spell has ever been cast, a gentle, empty quiet that stretches away in every direction, holding nothing but rest. It is worth wondering, as the ranking fades, why we should find any comfort at all in a frightening story at bedtime. Why so many people drift off most easily to tales of dark magic and terrible curses. It seems a strange thing on its face, that fear should help us sleep. And yet it makes a quiet kind of sense once you look at it gently. There is an old and deep pleasure in being frightened from a place of safety, in feeling the shiver of a scary story while knowing, all the while, that you are warm and protected and that nothing can actually reach you. It is the same pleasure as watching a storm from a dry window, or feeling the lurch of a fairground ride that you know is safe. the delicious thrill of danger with none of the actual danger. The fear is real enough to be felt and unreal enough to be enjoyed. And somewhere in the gap between those two things, the mind relaxes. There is something more to it than thrill, though. When we listen to a story about the very worst things, the most terrifying magic, the deepest horrors, and then feel how far away from us all of it truly is, we are reminded, by contrast, of exactly how safe we actually are. Every curse we named tonight was a kind of dark mirror, and on the other side of each one was a quiet truth about your own gentle reality. The freezing curse reminded you that your body is free. The memory theft reminded you that your past is whole. The killing curse reminded you that you are alive. By looking at the worst, we come back around to a deeper gratitude for the ordinary good, the unfrozen body, the intact mind, the beating heart, the whole soul, all the quiet blessings we usually never notice at all. Fear, held at a safe distance, can be a strange backdoor into peace, and there is comfort too, in the simple shape of a story that has been told and finished. A fear that has a beginning, a middle, and an end is a fear that can be set down. We climbed the whole dark staircase, all the way to the top, looked at the very worst, and then walked safely back down again and stepped off into the light. Nothing caught us, nothing reached us. The frightening thing was named, examined, and survived, and that is a reassuring shape. The shape of a danger faced and passed. It is why children ask for scary stories and then sleep soundly after, why the oldest tales by the oldest fires were so often tales of monsters and dark magic. To hear about the worst safely and come through it is to be softly reassured that the worst can be come through, that fear has an end, that you are still here, warm and whole, when the story is over. So let the small pleasant shiver of tonight's dark ranking settle now into that deeper comfort, the comfort of a frightening thing safely ended, and let it carry you gently toward rest. There is another comfort to carry with you as the dark ranking fades, and it is the thought of everyone in that world who stood against this magic. For every forbidden spell we climbed past tonight, there were people who devoted their lives to fighting it, to undoing its harm, to protecting the innocent from it. There were the guardians who hunted down the wizards who used such curses, the patient healers who sat by the broken and the cursed and coaxed them back toward health, the teachers who trained each new generation to recognize the dark and resist it. The darkest magic in that world was real, but it was never alone. It was always met, always opposed, always outnumbered in the end by ordinary decent people who refused to let it win. For every dark wizard tearing his soul apart, there were 100 quiet souls knitting the world back together. And this is the deep pattern of that whole long story. The thing worth holding on to most of all. The forbidden spells, for all their terror, never actually triumphed. The wizard at the top of our ranking, the one who mutilated his own soul to escape death, lost in the end, undone not by a darker magic but by love and courage and loyalty, by the simple stubborn goodness of people who would not give up. Again and again in that world, the most terrifying magic was beaten by the least flashy things, by friendship, by sacrifice, by the refusal of decent people to become what they were fighting. The dark had all the frightening spells. The light had something stronger, the ordinary unstoppable power of people who care for one another. And that power won. There is no more comforting thought to carry into sleep than that. The knowledge that even at its most terrifying, the darkness did not get the last word. Their shelves, past the cave of manufactured despair, past the blood curse that steals a self by inches, down past the curse that steals the will, and the cursed fire that hunts, and the dead raised up to walk. Each step we descend, the fear grows smaller and softer, more distant, more clearly just a story, until we are back among the gentler frights at the bottom of the stair, the sky sign and the trapped word, the stolen memory and the reed mind, the muddled judgment and the frozen body. And then we step off the bottom of the staircase altogether, out of the dark stairwell of frightening magic, and back into the warm lit room of the ordinary safe world, where you have been lying all along. That is the thing to hold on to as the ranking fades. You were never really on the staircase at all. You were here the whole time, safe and warm in your bed, only imagining the climb, looking at all that dark magic through the thick safe window of a story. Now even the imagining is ending, the whole ranking dissolving behind you like a dream you are already half forgetting, leaving you exactly where you have been all night, far from every curse, safe from every spell, resting in the gentle ordinary peace of your own quiet room. There is nothing left to climb and nothing left to fear, only the soft downward drift of sleep, carrying you the rest of the way. There is something worth noticing in the way that world drew its lines, deciding that 3 curses above all others were so terrible that merely using one on another human being earned the worst punishment they had. Out of all the dark magic we ranked tonight, all the cursed objects and the slashing spells and the manufactured despair, only 3 were named unforgivable. The curse that controls, the curse that tortures, and the curse that kills. And it is worth asking what those 3 have in common. What made a whole society single them out as beyond all pardon? The answer says something quiet and true about the things people fear most and value most. Each of those 3 curses destroys something we hold sacred. One destroys a person's freedom, taking away their very will. One destroys a person's peace, filling them with limitless pain. One destroys a person's life itself. Freedom, peace, and life. The 3 things a society chose to guard above all else, by marking their destruction as the one unforgivable crime. There is comfort in that when you think about it as the ranking fades. The line of the unforgivable is really a statement of what matters most, drawn in the strongest terms a society had. It says that your freedom is sacred, that your peace is sacred, that your life is sacred, so sacred that to take them by force is the gravest wrong imaginable. And tonight you have all 3, freely and wholly, your freedom and your peace and your life, none of them under any threat at all. You are free to rest. You are at peace in the warm dark. You are alive and safe and well. The very things that world guarded most fiercely are yours, softly and completely this very moment, and you can rest in the deep safety of holding all of them, unthreatened, as the dark ranking dissolves behind you. It is worth remembering too what all that dark magic cost the ones who cast it, because the curses we ranked were never free to use, even for the cruel. The deepest dark magic damaged the very people who wielded it, coarsening them, hollowing them, turning them by degrees into something less than human. The wizard at the top of our ranking, who tore his soul apart, ended barely able to feel anything warm or human at all. His face and his nature both warped by what he had done to himself, and he was only the furthest example of a thing that was true all the way down. To use these curses, a person had to harden their own heart, to choke off their own mercy, to become a little colder and a little crueler each time, until the dark magic had remade them in its own image. The curses harmed their victims, but they also slowly destroyed their casters, eating away at everything good inside them. There is a strange justice in that, and a strange comfort. The dark magic carried its own punishment, built right into it. No one walked the path of cruelty without paying for it in the slow loss of their own soul, the dimming of their own capacity for warmth and love and peace. And the gentle, ordinary people who never reached for such magic at all, kept those things whole, kept their hearts soft and their souls bright, kept the simple human ability to feel love and rest and joy. You are one of those gentle, ordinary people tonight, your heart whole and warm, your soul undamaged, able to feel all the soft good things the dark wizards traded away. You have lost nothing and damaged nothing. You are whole and kind and at peace, and you can rest in that wholeness now, the deep quiet wealth of a soul that has kept all its warmth, settling softly towards sleep. At the very top of our ranking, the single most terrifying piece of dark magic in all that world, sits something that is not aimed at an enemy at all. The worst magic, the most frightening of all, is the magic a person performs upon their own self. To escape death, the darkest wizards learn to split their own soul into pieces and hide those pieces away inside ordinary objects, so that even if their body were destroyed, a fragment of them would survive, anchored to the world, unable to truly die. And the act of splitting the soul could be accomplished only through the most monstrous deed imaginable, the deliberate, cold-blooded murder of another person, performed not in passion but in calculation, as a tool, a means to tear one's own soul along the seam that such an act creates. It is a ritual of self-mutilation carried out through the destruction of someone else, repeated again and again by anyone willing to pay the price for a hollow imitation of immortality. This sits at the summit of our ranking, above even the curse that kills, because the fear it carries is the deepest of all, the fear of what a person can be willing to do to their own soul. Every other spell on our staircase is something done to a victim by an attacker, and so it carries the ordinary shape of fear, the dread of harm coming toward you from outside. This is different. This is the horror of a being who has so thoroughly abandoned everything good in themselves that they will calmly, deliberately tear apart the very core of who they are, and murder innocent people one after another simply as the means of doing it, all to avoid the natural ending that every honest creature accepts. It is not the fear of being hurt. It is the colder, stranger fear of looking into a place where a soul used to be, and finding it has been ripped to ribbons by its own owner, on purpose for the sake of never having to stop existing. There is a quietness to this horror that makes it worse than all the loud curses below it. The killing curse is at least an act of the moment, a green flash and an ending. This is patient, methodical, willing, a person sitting down with their own soul and choosing to maim it, choosing murder as a craft, choosing to become something that is no longer fully human in pursuit of a life that is no longer fully alive. The wizard who walked this path ended up barely a person at all, his face and his very nature warped into something cold and serpentine, his torn soul too damaged to feel love or remorse or any of the warm, ordinary things that make life worth having. He had purchased his deathlessness at the cost of everything that made existence sweet, and in the end his stolen immortality availed him nothing. That is the terror at the top of our ranking, not a curse that comes for you, but the abyss that opens in a soul that has turned against itself, the coldest and most frightening place in all of magic. And having looked from a safe distance into that deepest dark, we can turn away from it now, because it has nothing to do with you and never will. Your soul is whole and warm and entirely your own tonight, untorn, unharmed, full of the ordinary good things that the darkest wizard threw away. You can feel love, you can feel rest, you can feel the simple sweetness of a quiet night in a safe bed, the very things that the creature at the top of our ranking destroyed himself to chase and could never feel again. You have, freely and for nothing, the peace he murdered and maimed and could never buy. So let that peace fill you completely now, the deep ordinary peace of a whole and untroubled soul settling towards sleep, and let the whole dark ranking fall away behind you like a staircase you have finished climbing and need never climb again. Let us walk back down the staircase now, slowly and gently, the way you might wander back down a long flight of stairs in the dark of your own house, sure-footed and unafraid, knowing every step. We climbed all the way from the gentlest fright to the deepest horror, and now we can descend at our ease, revisiting each step softly, letting the whole dark ranking settle into a shape we can rest against. At the very top we found the soul torn apart by its own owner, the coldest dark of all. A step below it, the curse that kills with a word. Below that, the curse that hurts without end. And below those, the soul-devouring fate, and the breaking of minds, and the slow, lonely curse of the moon, each one a little less frightening as we come down, each one losing a little of its power as we move back toward the light. Down we go, past the manufactured love and the meddling with time, past the curses of slow misfortune and the dark art of summoning, past the maiming curses and the forbidden poisons and the magic that traps a person inside the wrong shape, down past the cursed objects waiting patiently on, ending it all. Only the promise that the agony can continue as long as someone cruel enough wishes it to. It is designed to break people, and it breaks them not by killing but by hurting them past the point any mind can bear, until they would do anything, say anything, betray anyone, simply to make it stop. We spoke earlier of those tortured into permanent madness, their minds shattered past mending, and this is the curse that did it, held too long on people too brave to break the easy way. There is no deeper bodily fear than the fear of limitless pain, and this curse is that fear given a name and a wand. It earns its place just below the summit of our dark ranking, and yet here you lie, your body holding no pain at all, only the soft, pleasant heaviness of rest. Feel how comfortable you are right now, how every part of you is at ease, warm and loose and free of any hurt. That comfort is the exact opposite of the curse we have just described, and you are living in it this very moment, wrapped in the simple ordinary peace of a body that feels good and safe and well. Let that peace deepen as a kind of quiet answer to the dark. Every soft and painless breath a small proof that you are far from all of this, safe in a gentle world where nothing hurts and nothing reaches you. The most painful curse in all of magic is nothing but words in a story tonight, and the only thing your body feels is the growing softness of sleep, settling over you like a warm and weightless blanket. Now we come to the curse that most people would name first if you asked them for the most terrifying magic of all. The last of the three great forbidden curses, the one that simply ends a life. A flash of sickly green light, a rush of sound, and the victim falls, dead before they touch the ground, with no wound, no struggle, no chance. There is no countercurse. There is no shield that turns it. There is no healing that undoes it. Once the green light finds you, you are simply gone, switched off between one heartbeat and the next, as final and as absolute as anything in that world or ours. It is death made into a single spoken word, instant and certain and utterly without appeal, and it requires of its caster only a steady aim and a heart cold enough to truly mean it. This curse has earned its terrible fame and its place at the very peak of the spells on our ranking, because it is the undefeatable threat, the one against which courage and cleverness and skill all count for nothing. Against most dangers you have some chance. You can duck, block, run, fight, outwit. Against this there is nothing, no defense any ordinary wizard can raise, no trick that helps, only the green light and then the dark. There is a particular cold terror in a thing that cannot be stopped, that strips away every hope and every option and leaves only the certainty of the end. It is the reason the very sight of that green flash emptied battlefields, the reason its name was spoken with such dread. To face a wand leveled with that curse on its caster's lips is to face death with no door left open, and few fears run deeper than that. And yet, even at the summit of the spells, there is comfort to be found, because death by a word is still only death, the same ending that comes to all living things in time. And tonight it is nowhere near you. You are alive and warm and safe, your heart beating its steady, quiet rhythm, your breath coming and going all on its own, every part of you humming with the simple, ongoing miracle of being alive and at rest. No green light is anywhere in your world. There is only the soft dark of an ordinary night and the gentle pull of sleep, which is not death at all, but its kind and temporary cousin, the nightly rest that restores us and gives us back to the morning. Let that thought ease you. The most final curse in all of magic cannot touch the safe and living peace you are lying in now. You might think we have reached the top of our ranking, having named the curse that kills without fail, but there is one more step above even that. One final terror waiting at the very summit of the dark staircase, and it is a different kind of fear entirely. Before we take that last step, let me pause here a moment with you in the quiet. If these calm hours in the dark are helping you drift, a gentle tap on the like button helps other people who are lying awake find this quiet place. And if you have a favorite frightening story or a thought the night has stirred up, you are welcome to leave it in the comments for the rest of this late night company to read. There is no need to stir and no need to stay awake. Whatever is left to say can wash over you softly from here. Now we take the final step, up to the single most terrifying piece of dark magic of all. A little lower on our ranking sits a subtler intrusion, the forbidden magic that strips away a person's right to silence. There exists a potion so powerful that anyone who drinks it loses all ability to lie, all ability to hold anything back, pouring out every secret truth they hold the moment they are asked. There are charms and pressures that work the same dark trade, forcing open the locked rooms of a person's mind and spilling their secrets into unfriendly hands. To be subjected to this is to lose one of the quiet freedoms we never think about, the freedom to keep our own counsel, to hold a secret close, to choose what we share and what we keep. Under this magic there is no keeping anything. Every hidden fear, every private shame, every secret meant to protect someone you love, all of it can be pulled out of you against your will, leaving you stripped bare and defenseless. This earns its place on our ranking because of how it isolates and exposes its victim, turning their own honesty into a weapon against them and everyone they would protect. There is a deep vulnerability in being unable to keep a secret, in knowing that anything you know can be taken from you, that you cannot be trusted with the safety of others because your own mouth can be forced open. It strips away the dignity of privacy and the power of discretion, leaving a person helplessly transparent, every inner thing laid bare. It is a quieter horror than the loud curses, but a real one, and it earns its uneasy place on our staircase. But you are keeping no secrets under any pressure tonight. Whatever you hold within you, you hold freely and safely, yours to keep or share as you choose, with no one forcing open a single locked door. Your inner world is your own, private and safe, and you can rest easy in it as we climb toward the final steps. Higher up our ranking, we find the forbidden art of turning living creatures into weapons of terror. Beyond merely summoning beasts, the darkest practitioners learned to breed and twist and enchant creatures into something far more dangerous than nature ever made, raising monstrous things in hidden places, binding savage creatures to their will, setting loose horrors that could hunt and kill on command. There were those who kept terrible beasts as guardians and assassins, who bred serpents to monstrous size, who turned the natural dangers of that world into deliberate instruments of fear. To face such a creature, knowing it had been shaped and aimed at you by a cruel mind, is to face the oldest predatory dread joined to a cold human malice, the terror of the hunting beast made worse by the knowledge that someone chose to set it upon you. This climbs high on our ranking because it weaponizes the deepest and most ancient fears we carry, the fears that live in the body below all thought, the fear of fangs and coils and things that hunt in the dark. A curse is a human thing, and some part of us can reason with the idea of it. A monstrous beast bearing down on you in the dark speaks to a far older and less reasonable part of the mind, the part that has feared the predator since the beginning of time. To have that primal terror deliberately turned against you, to be hunted by a creature shaped for exactly that purpose, sits high and cold on any honest ranking of fear. But nothing is hunting you tonight. No creature stalks the safe, quiet dark of your room. No fangs, no coils, nothing at all but the soft, still peace of a sheltered place. The old animal watchfulness can switch off completely now, because there is truly nothing out there, and you can let your body go soft and unguarded, safe from every hunting thing, as we take the last steps to the summit. We have climbed a long way up our dark staircase, and now we reach the second of the three great forbidden curses, the one built for a single pure purpose, to inflict pain. There is no other use for it, no clever application, no hidden subtlety. It exists only to hurt, and it hurts more than anything else in that world. To be struck by this curse is to feel every nerve in the body set alight at once, a pain so total and so absolute that there is no thought left, no self left, nothing but the agony, white and roaring and endless. There is no wound to show for it afterward. The skin is unbroken, the body intact, and that is part of its particular cruelty, because it means the caster can do it again and again and again, with no limit, no damage to slow them down, no mercy built into the body's breaking point. The curse can be held as long as the caster has the will to hold it. This sits near the very top of our ranking because it is fear in its most distilled form, the fear of pain without end and without escape. Most threats carry some limit. A blade cuts only so deep. A fall ends when you hit the ground. Even death is a kind of ending. This curse offers no. There is the physical agony of bones reshaping and a body tearing into a new form. There is the deeper horror of losing oneself, of becoming a mindless danger, of waking afterward exhausted and scarred and afraid of what one might have done. And there is the lifelong loneliness of it, the way the afflicted are feared and shunned, forced to hide their condition, cut off from ordinary life by a secret shame they never chose. It is a slow, recurring, lifelong fear, and it earns a sorrowful place on our staircase. But no moon has any hold on you tonight. You will not change, you will not lose yourself, you will only sleep, the same gentle self when you wake as you are now. And the moon outside your window, full or thin or hidden, is nothing tonight but a soft, quiet lamp watching kindly over your rest. Higher up the ranking, we find a darkness that wears the mask of its opposite, the forbidden magic that manufactures love, or rather the desperate hollow imitation of it. There are potions and enchantments in that world powerful enough to make one person obsess over another, to fill them with a consuming false devotion that feels from the inside exactly like the real thing. The victim is not aware that their feelings have been forced upon them. They simply find themselves overwhelmed by longing for someone they may barely know, helpless in the grip of an adoration that was poured into them like a drug. Used carelessly, it is the stuff of foolish schoolyard mischief, but used with real intent, it becomes something monstrous, a way to strip a person of one of the most precious and personal things they have, the freedom of their own heart. This climbs the ranking because of how completely it violates the self, how it counterfeits the very feeling we most trust. A curse that causes pain at least announces itself as an attack. This magic disguises itself as the sweetest of emotions, so that the victim defends their own captivity, certain that their stolen feelings are real and their own. There is a particular horror in having your heart hijacked, in being made to feel a love that was never truly yours, in losing the ability to know whether your own deepest feelings can be trusted. The story tells of a child conceived under the influence of such magic, a child born of forced and false love, who grew up unable to feel love at all and became the very darkest wizard of the age. A loveless heart, born from counterfeit love, that is a quiet horror with long and terrible consequences. It earns a high and unsettling place on our staircase, but your heart is entirely your own tonight, feeling only what it truly feels, free and unforced and at peace. No false longing troubles it, only the simple honest tiredness of a long day ending. And you can let your true and untroubled heart settle softly towards sleep as we take the final steps toward the summit. Before we take the final steps to the very top, there are a few more dark spells that have been waiting in the shadows of our ranking, and they belong among the higher steps. The first is perhaps the most invasive magic of all, the dark art of possession. We spoke of the wizard who tore his soul into pieces and hid them inside objects. What we did not say is what those soul fragments can do to a living person who comes too close. A torn piece of a dark soul, sealed inside an ordinary thing, can reach out to whoever handles it, slipping into their mind a little at a time, whispering to them, leaning on them, slowly pouring itself into them until it has taken them over from the inside. The victim does not even notice at first. They simply find themselves thinking thoughts that are not quite theirs, doing things they cannot remember, losing hours and waking confused, while something dark and patient hollows them out and wears them like a coat. This sits high on our ranking because it is the deepest violation imaginable, worse even than being controlled from outside by the will-stealing curse. To be possessed is to be invaded at the very center of yourself, to have something alien take up residence inside your own mind and slowly push you out of it, using your hands and your voice and your face for its own dark ends while you fade helplessly into the background of your own life. There is no part of you it does not reach, no inner room it cannot enter, no last private place to hide. It is the horror of being unmade and replaced from within, of looking out through your own eyes and finding someone else looking out too, someone cold and patient and cruel. It earns a frightening place near the top of our dark staircase, but your mind is yours alone tonight, with no one in it but you, every thought your own, every corner of it safe and private and warm. There is no whisper in the dark, no patient invader, only your own quiet self, settling peacefully towards sleep. As we near the summit of our dark ranking, we come to the magic that does not break the body but breaks the mind, the curses and cruelties that can shatter a person's sanity past all mending. We have spoken of spells that steal memory and spells that pour in despair, but there is a graver harm still, the deliberate destruction of a mind held under torment until it simply comes apart. There are people in the story who were tortured so long and so cruelly that they never recovered, who were left as gentle empty shells, no longer able to recognize their own children, living out their years in a hospital ward with kind blank faces and no memory of who they had been. They did not die. In some ways that is the horror of it. They went on, present and absent at once, their bodies whole and their selves gone, broken in a place too deep for any healer to reach. This earns its high and sorrowful place on our ranking, because it represents a kind of living loss that is almost worse than death. The survival of the body past the death of the self. To be killed is at least an ending. To be broken this way is to remain, hollowed out, a living monument to what was done to you, while everyone who loved you grieves a person who is technically still alive. There is no deeper fear for many people than the loss of their own mind, the dissolving of the self while the body lingers on, and this dark magic reaches straight into that fear and makes it real. It is the terror of being undone from the inside, of losing the one thing that is truly you while your heart goes on beating. And yet your mind is whole and sound tonight, gently tired but entirely intact, every part of you present and accounted for. Nothing is breaking. You are softening towards sleep, which is the kindest thing a mind can do, not coming apart but simply resting, ready to return whole and clear in the morning. Before we take the final steps to the very top of our ranking, there is one horror that is not, strictly speaking, a spell at all, and yet no honest list of the most terrifying fates in that world could leave it out. The lightless guardians of the prison, the soulless creatures that drain all joy from the air around them, have one final power held in reserve for the worst offenders, a power so dreadful it is spoken of only in whispers. They can lower their hooded faces to a person's and draw out the very soul, swallowing it, leaving behind a living body with no one inside it. The victim does not die, they go on breathing, their heart goes on beating, but the self, the soul, the spark that made them a person, is simply gone, devoured, lost beyond any hope of return. It is widely considered a fate far worse than death, the one punishment so terrible that even hardened people shuddered to name it. This soul-devouring fate belongs near the very peak of any ranking of fear, because it threatens not the body and not even the mind, but the soul itself, the deepest and most essential part of a person. Death, for all its terror, is at least a natural ending, a door we all must pass through. This is something else, an unnatural emptying, a person erased while their body remains to walk and breathe without them. There is no grief quite like standing before a loved one whose soul has been taken, a face you know housing no one at all. It is the ultimate loss, the stealing of the very thing that makes us ourselves, and the dread of it sits heavy and cold near the top of our dark staircase. But your soul is your own tonight, whole and bright and entirely safe, in no danger from anything in this peaceful world. Nothing is reaching for it, nothing is near it, and you can rest in the deep safety of being fully and completely yourself, body and mind and soul together, settling down into sleep. Our ranking pauses now on a curse that is carried not in a wand but in a wound, a dark affliction passed by the bite of a cursed creature. A person bitten and not killed by one of these beasts becomes one themselves, and from then on, every month when the full moon rises, they are wrenched out of their human shape and into the form of a savage wolf, losing their mind to the animal entirely, becoming a danger to everyone around them and even to themselves. There is no cure. The transformation cannot be refused or skipped or escaped. Month after month, year after year, for the rest of their life, the sufferer must endure the agony of the change and the terror of the hours when they are no longer themselves, locking themselves away if they can, dreading the harm they might do if they cannot. This earns a high and tragic place on our ranking, because it is a horror that returns again and again, a curse on a schedule, bound into the very turning of the sky. Most of the frightening spells strike once. This one comes back with every full moon, an appointment with terror that the sufferer can see approaching for weeks, marked out plainly in the phases of the moon overhead. This summoning magic climbs the ranking, because it multiplies the threat beyond the single duelist, because it surrounds the victim, because it brings to bear all the ancient animal fears that live below our thinking minds, the fear of the snake, the fear of the swarm, the fear of the thing in the dark with too many eyes. A curse you can sometimes block or dodge. A pack of summoned creatures comes from every side at once, low and fast and many, and there is something in the oldest part of the brain that knows, without being told, exactly how much to dread being surrounded by hunting things. The dark wizard who masters this art becomes a kind of one-person nightmare, an entire haunted forest folded into a single robed figure. It earns a high and creeping place on our staircase, but nothing is circling you tonight. The dark around you is empty and peaceful, holding no creatures and no threats, only the soft, still air of a safe room, and you can let the old animal watchfulness switch off completely, knowing that nothing is hunting and nothing is near, and sink down deeper toward rest. Our ranking turns now to a quieter and stranger kind of dark magic, the curses that do not strike at all, but settle over a life like a slow grey weather, ruining it by inches. There are curses of misfortune, enchantments that attach themselves to a person, or a place, or even a position, and bend luck itself toward disaster. In the story, there is a teaching post at the great school that no one could hold for more than a single year, because long ago a spurned wizard cursed the role, and ever since, anyone who took it met some accident, some scandal, some sudden ruin that drove them out before the next year began. There are family curses passed down like grim heirlooms, dooming each new generation to the same sorrow. There are jinxes that simply make everything go wrong, the small daily machinery of a life grinding and failing in 100 unlucky ways. These slow curses earn their place on our ranking through patience rather than violence, and there is a particular dread in that. A blasting curse is over in a heartbeat. A curse of misfortune can shadow a person for years, even for a lifetime, never quite striking a killing blow, but never quite letting go either, turning every hope to disappointment and every plan to ruin. To be cursed this way is to feel the world itself slowly turning against you, to watch your luck sour and your efforts fail, and never be able to point to the exact moment it began. It breeds a creeping helplessness, the sense of being slowly strangled by bad fortune you cannot see or fight. There is something almost lonelier about that than about a sudden attack, the long grey grind of a life going wrong under an invisible weight. It earns a real and melancholy place on our staircase. But no such weather hangs over you tonight. Your luck is your own, your life your own, unshadowed by any curse, and the only thing settling over you now is the soft kind weather of sleep, drifting down gentle and warm and entirely on your side. Near the higher reaches of our ranking sits the forbidden temptation that has lured many a clever wizard to ruin, the magic that meddles with time and fate. There exist in that world rare and dangerous devices that can turn back the hours, letting a person relive a stretch of time that has already passed. They are kept under the strictest control, hedged about with dire warnings, because the dangers of disturbing time are almost beyond imagining. A single careless step in the past could unravel the present in ways no one could predict or repair. Wizards who have meddled too freely with time have done terrible harm to themselves, have aged decades in an instant, have been lost in the folds of the hours, have erased the very things they hoped to save. To play with time is to play with the one thread that holds everything else in place. This forbidden meddling climbs high on our ranking because the fear it carries is vast and abstract, the dread of a mistake that cannot be undone, of consequences spreading out in every direction beyond all hope of control. The other dark spells threaten a body, a mind, a life. This threatens the shape of reality itself, the order of cause and effect on which everything we know depends. There is a vertigo in it, the dizziness of standing at the edge of something far too large to understand, where a small wrong move might unmake worlds. It is the fear of the irreversible, of the door that can never be closed again once opened, and that is one of the deepest fears there is. But you do not need to hold time tonight. Time is moving exactly as it should, gently forward, carrying you softly through the hours toward morning. And you can let it flow past you without gripping any of it, trusting it to bring the dawn in its own good time while you rest. There is no thread to manage, no hour to fix, only the easy forward drift of an ordinary peaceful night. There is no wrong shape holding you, only your own familiar self, settling gently into rest. A step further up our ranking we come to the forbidden arts of poison and deadly brewing, the dark side of the gentle craft of potion making. For every healing draught and helpful tonic there is a shadow version, a brew designed to harm, to sicken, to kill, or to do something stranger and worse. There are poisons in that world that bring an agonizing death, and subtler ones that mimic a natural illness so that no one suspects a crime. There is a potion that imitates death so perfectly that the drinker appears to be a cold corpse, breath stilled and heart silent, and may be buried alive by mourners who never knew. There are brews that rot, that wither, that steal the mind, all of them concealed in the same innocent shapes as the helpful potions, a cup of wine, a goblet of water, a sweet at the bottom of a box. This dark brewing climbs the ranking because of its terrible quietness, the way it hides inside the ordinary act of eating and drinking. A curse comes from a wand, and at least you can see the wand. A poison comes in a cup, looking exactly like the cup you would have drunk from anyway. And you may never know it was there until it is far too late. It plants suspicion into the most basic trust there is, the trust that the food and drink offered to us is safe. To fear poison is to fear the table itself, to wonder at every meal whether this cup or that plate carries a hidden death, to be unable to accept even a glass of water without a flicker of doubt. There is a slow corrosive dread in that, the loss of one of life's simplest comforts, and it earns this dark craft a real place on our staircase. But there is nothing hidden in anything near you tonight. Whatever you ate or drank today is long settled and safe, and there is nothing left for you to swallow but the soft quiet of the night itself, going down easy and gentle as you drift. You can trust the safe ordinary world completely as we climb on. Our ranking now gathers up a whole cruel family of curses, the ones built simply to maim, to mark, to make a body fail in some specific dreadful way. There are spells that seal a person's tongue to the roof of their mouth so they cannot speak. There are curses that grow boils across the skin, that cause uncontrollable retching, that lock the legs together so the victim crashes to the ground, that pull the very breath from the lungs. In the hands of a bully these are humiliations, but in the hands of someone truly cruel, pushed hard and held long, They become instruments of real torment, the body turned against its owner in a dozen specific and frightening ways. Each one targets a single function we take for granted, speech or breath or movement or the wholeness of the skin, and takes it away on command. These maiming curses sit where they do on our ranking, because of how they make a person fear their own body. Most of us move through our days trusting our bodies completely, never thinking about the breath in our lungs or the words in our mouths or the steadiness of our legs. These spells shatter that trust. They prove that any of those quiet certainties can be stripped away in an instant by someone with a wand and a grudge, that the body you rely on can be made to choke you, to silence you, to drop you. There is a deep and specific unease in that, the sense that your own flesh could be hijacked and turned into the site of your suffering. It is a more intimate fear than the grand destructive curses, smaller in scale but closer to the bone, and it earns its uneasy place on our staircase. But your body is entirely faithful to you tonight. Your breath comes and goes on its own, slow and easy and reliable. Your limbs are heavy and content. Everything is working exactly as it should, faithfully keeping you alive and comfortable without your having to think about it at all. And you can rest in that easy trust as we climb on. Higher up our ranking waits the dark art of summoning, the magic of calling monstrous things out of the shadows to do a dark wizard's bidding. With the right forbidden knowledge, a powerful witch or wizard can conjure creatures of nightmare, can call serpents out of the air, can summon swarms and beasts and things with too many legs and too many teeth, setting them loose upon their enemies. Worse still are the spells that reach toward the darkest creatures of all, the soulless guardians of the prison, the spider colonies of the deep forest, the things that hunt in the lightless places. To face a dark wizard who fights not only with curses but with a menagerie of summoned horrors, is to face an enemy who has turned the whole frightening bestiary of that world into weapons. Of the frightening spells strike in a single terrible moment, this one hangs over its bearer for as long as the promise lasts, a death sentence with no fixed date, waiting silently for the day they might be unable or unwilling to do what they swore. Imagine carrying that inside you, a vow you cannot escape, knowing that a single failure, a single change of heart, a single impossible situation will end you on the spot. People have been trapped by such vows into doing terrible things, forced to choose between murdering an innocent person and dropping dead themselves, all because of words they spoke and cannot now unsay. There is a deep horror in being bound that way, in having your own promise become your jailer and your executioner, and it sits high on our dark staircase. But you have made no such vows tonight. You are bound by nothing, free and easy and answerable to no spell at all. The only thing waiting for you is sleep, and it asks no promises, only that you let go and rest. Higher still, our ranking turns to a shadowy region that is harder to map, the forbidden and half-forgotten magic that was considered so dark it was struck from the record entirely. In the long history of that world, there were curses invented by twisted minds that proved so dreadful the wizarding authorities tried to erase them, banning their teaching, burning the books that described them, scrubbing their names from the libraries, so that the very knowledge of how to cast them would die out. We are left only with rumors, with fragments, with the frightened hints of those who glimpsed such magic and would not speak of it plainly. There are whispers of curses that could inflict madness, that could twist a body into shapes it was never meant to take, that could do things to a person too terrible to write down. The darkest of these spells survive only as a kind of negative space, a hole in the records where something monstrous used to be. This forbidden, hidden magic climbs high on our ranking precisely because we cannot see it clearly, and the unknown is the deepest well of fear there is. A named horror can be measured, understood, braced against. A horror without a name, glimpsed only through the gaps in what was deliberately erased, grows in the dark of the imagination into something worse than any spell that was ever written down. To know that there exists magic so foul that wiser people chose to forget it on purpose, to feel the cold draft coming off that hole in the records, is to brush against the edge of a darkness with no clear bottom. It is the fear of what lies just beyond the lit circle, the dread of the thing too terrible to name. And yet that darkness is only a shadow in an old story, with no power at all over the safe and gentle present you are resting in. There is nothing unknown lurking in your room tonight, nothing hidden, nothing erased. There is only the soft known comfort of your own quiet space, every corner of it safe, and you can let the imagination settle and the fear thin away as we approach the final steps of our climb. There is a branch of magic on our ranking that most people think of as harmless schoolroom work. The art of changing one thing into another, and yet turned against a living person it becomes a quiet nightmare. A skilled dark wizard can transform a human being into something else entirely, into an animal, into an object, into a small frightened creature scrabbling on the floor, and the victim in many cases remains aware inside the new shape, their human mind trapped within the body of a beetle or a teacup or a rat, unable to speak, unable to explain, unable to change themselves back. Some have been left that way for years, hidden in plain sight as a family pet or a forgotten ornament, a thinking person sealed inside a thing, with no way ever to be known. This climbs high on our ranking because it joins two terrors that few other spells combine: the loss of the body and the trapping of the mind. To be turned into an object is bad enough. To be turned into an object and still be in there, still thinking, still hoping, still you, while the world handles you as a lifeless thing or an animal and never suspects, is a horror of deep and total loneliness. Imagine being set on a shelf and dusted, or kept in a cage and fed scraps, while your true self beats helplessly against the walls of a shape you cannot escape. There is no scream that anyone would recognize, no message you could send, only the endless silent knowledge of what you really are, locked away where no one will ever look. It is the fear of being lost inside the wrong form, unseen and unreachable, and it earns a frightening place on our dark staircase. But you are wholly yourself tonight, in your own true and comfortable body, and you can feel it clearly, the soft weight of your own arms and legs, the easy rise and fall of your own chest, all of it yours, all of it right. Climbing higher into the truly nightmarish reaches of our ranking, we come to a kind of dark magic that violates one of the deepest boundaries there is, the line between the living and the dead. By this magic, a dark wizard can take a corpse, a dead body emptied of its person, and bind it into terrible obedience, raising it up to walk and grasp and kill at his command. These reanimated dead are mindless and tireless, and utterly without mercy. They feel no pain, so they cannot be hurt into stopping. They feel no fear, so they cannot be frightened away. They simply come in silent, relentless numbers, with cold grey hands and empty eyes, dragging their prey down into the dark water or the deep earth where they wait. The only thing they shrink from is fire and light, and in the lightless places where a dark wizard hides his secrets, there is precious little of either. This climbs above the will-stealing curse on our ranking, because it adds to the fear of death a second, older horror, the horror of the dead that will not stay dead. There is a reason almost every human culture tells stories of walking corpses, a reason the image reaches so deep into us. It offends something fundamental, the natural order in which the dead are at peace and the living are left alone, to be seized by cold dead hands, by bodies that were once people and are now only weapons, by a crowd of the silent dead that cannot be reasoned with or hurt or stopped, touches a primal dread far below thought. And there is a quieter grief beneath the terror too, the violation of the dead themselves, the bodies of people who once lived and loved now puppeteered into murder, denied even the dignity of rest. It is a deep and ancient fear, and it earns a place near the top of our dark staircase. But the dead are at peace in your world tonight, every one of them, and nothing cold is reaching for you out of the dark. You are held only by warm and gentle things, the soft bed beneath you and the still quiet air around you. And you can rest as easily as the peaceful dead rest, undisturbed, untroubled, safe. Near the very top of our ranking burns a curse that may be the most uncontrollable force in all of magic. A fire that thinks. Ordinary fire is dangerous enough, but this cursed flame is something far worse. A living, hungry, intelligent blaze that takes the shapes of great beasts, fiery serpents and burning lions and flaming birds of prey, and chases down everything in its path to devour it. It does not merely spread, it hunts, it grows as it feeds, swelling larger and fiercer with everything it consumes, and it consumes nearly anything, stone and metal and treasure and flesh alike. Worst of all, it is almost impossible to put out. Once loosed, the cursed fire rages on, and only a wizard of tremendous skill has any hope of calling it back, and even then it may turn on the one who summoned it and swallow him too. More than one dark wizard has died inside his own flames, undone by a weapon too wild to wield. This blazing curse climbs above the Walking Dead on our ranking, because it combines so many fears into a single roaring thing. It is the terror of fire, the oldest fear of all, joined to the terror of the unstoppable, the force that cannot be reasoned with or fought or fled, and joined again to the terror of the hunter, the flame that does not merely burn where it falls but actively seeks you out. To stand before a wall of fire shaped like a pouncing beast, growing as it comes, knowing that water will not quench it and walls will not stop it, and even its own caster cannot rein it in, is to face something close to a force of nature given a cruel and hungry mind. It is chaos made hungry, destruction given will, and it earns a place among the most frightening magic there is. But the only warmth near you tonight is the soft, gentle warmth of your own bed, holding you safe and snug, a kind warmth with no hunger in it at all. There is no fire here, only the cozy heat of rest, and you can sink into it gratefully as we approach the final and most terrifying steps of our long dark climb. Before we reach the final and worst of the forbidden magic, our ranking pauses on a darker kind of promise, a spell that turns a person's own word into a noose around their neck. This is a binding vow, made between two people with a third to seal it, in which one swears to do something, and the magic itself enforces their oath. A thin tongue of flame loops around their clasped hands as the words are spoken, branding the promise into the very fabric of their being. And from that moment on, the vow is absolute. If the one who swore it should ever fail to keep their word, should ever break the promise they made, the magic claims its price at once, and the price is death. There is no court, no warning, no second chance. To break the vow is simply to die. This earns a chilling place near the top of our ranking because of the slow dread it builds, the way it turns the future itself. But your own heart tonight is calm and quiet, holding nothing but the soft, ordinary weariness of a long day winding down. No false despair is being poured into you, only the gentle, natural peace of a mind ready for rest, and you can let that peace fill you slowly as we climb toward the steps above. Next on our climbing ranking sits a curse so strange and so sad that it almost belongs in a different category of fear, the slow kind that unfolds across a whole lifetime. There exists in that world a rare blood curse, passed down from mother to daughter through the generations, that condemns the women who carry it to a terrible fate. They are born human, and they live as humans for a time, but the curse works in them like a slow tide, and bit by bit it transforms them, until at last they turn permanently into a beast, and can never become human again. A woman afflicted this way might spend her early years like anyone else, and then feel the change begin to take her, the animal rising in her more often and more strongly, the human shrinking, until one day the door closes for good and the person she was is simply gone, locked forever inside the body of a creature. This earns its place above the potion of despair on our ranking because of the particular slow horror of it, the long dreadful certainty. The despair in the cave is sudden and ends when the cup is empty. This curse is a sentence served across years, a doom the victim can feel approaching and can do nothing to halt. Imagine knowing, from girlhood, the exact shape of your own ending. Imagine feeling yourself slipping away a little more each year, watching your own humanity drain out of you like sand through a glass, helpless to stop it, knowing that one day you will look out through animal eyes and no one you love will ever reach you again. There is a grief folded into this fear that the louder curses do not have, the grief of losing yourself slowly and knowing it the whole way down. It is the horror of a long goodbye to your own self, and it lingers in the heart in a way that a quick death never could. So this slow blood curse takes a high and sorrowful place on our dark staircase, the fear of a self that fades by inches. But you are losing nothing tonight. You are wholly and entirely yourself, and you will be exactly the same self when you wake, your mind and your memories and your heart all intact and your own. The only thing slipping away from you right now is the tiredness of the day, draining off gently as you sink towards sleep, and the only change coming over you is the soft, ordinary change from waking into rest, the kindest transformation there is. Let it take you slowly, with no fear in it at all, as we climb on toward the most frightening steps of all. Now we reach one of the three great forbidden curses, the spells so terrible that simply using one on another person is enough to earn a lifetime in the worst prison in that world. The first of these three takes hold of a person's will and makes them a puppet. Under this curse, the victim feels a strange floating bliss, a warm emptiness in which every worry and every effort simply melts away, and into that pleasant void the caster pours their commands, and the victim obeys. They will do anything at all, with a serene and dreamy obedience, because the part of them that might object, the will that says no, has been switched gently off. They can be made to dance, to lie, to hand over their secrets, to hurt the people they love, to leap from a high window, all with the same untroubled calm, all while some small far-off corner of them watches in horror and cannot make a sound. This curse climbs above even the blood curse on our ranking because of what it steals, which is the very thing that makes us ourselves, our free will. To be transformed slowly into a beast is to lose your future. To be placed under this curse is to lose your present, your agency, your control over your own hands and voice and choices, while remaining fully aware of the loss. The truly chilling part is that pleasant floating feeling, the way the curse does not feel like an attack at all but like a sweet release from the burden of choosing, so that some victims afterward confessed they had not wanted it to end. A force that can make you betray everyone you love and feel calm and happy while doing it, that can turn you into a smiling weapon aimed at your own heart, sits very high indeed on any honest ranking of fear, and yet your will is entirely your own tonight. Every choice in this room is yours, and the only thing you are choosing now is the gentlest choice there is, simply to let go and rest. No one is pulling your strings. You are sinking into sleep entirely of your own free will, soft and safe and wholly yourself. The blasting curses strike everyone and everything within range. Indifferent, impersonal, a wall of force that does not care who is standing in front of it. There is a particular terror in destruction on that scale, the helplessness of facing a power that can level the very building around you, that can turn solid stone to flying splinters, that gives you nowhere safe to stand. To be caught in a duel of such spells is to be caught inside a collapsing world, the floor heaving, the walls coming apart, fire blooming in the dark. It is the fear of the storm, of the earthquake, of forces far too large for any one person to withstand. And yet your own walls stand firm and quiet tonight, solid and whole around you, holding the dark and the weather safely outside while you rest within. Nothing is shaking, nothing is breaking. There is only the steady stillness of a safe room, holding you gently as we climb higher. A step further up our ranking, the fear changes character again, growing patient and cold. Some of the darkest magic is not flung from a wand at all, but laid softly upon an object and left to wait, sometimes for years, for an innocent hand to touch it. A beautiful necklace in a dusty shop, cursed so that the merest brush of skin against it brings a slow and agonizing death. An antique ring set with a black stone, carrying a curse so vicious that simply slipping it on begins to rot the wearer from the hand inward, a creeping doom that no healer can fully turn back. Treasure piled in a vault, enchanted to multiply and to burn, so that every coin a thief grabs splits into searing copies until the robber is buried and scorched beneath a growing mountain of cursed gold. These are not spells that chase you. They are spells that simply wait, with endless patience, for you to come to them. That patience is exactly what lifts these curses above the loud blasting magic on our dark staircase. An explosion at least announces itself. You can see it coming, hear it, perhaps even dodge it. A cursed object gives no warning at all. It sits there looking ordinary, even lovely, a pretty thing on a shelf, a fine ring in a box, a heap of harmless gold, and the harm only comes once it is far too late to undo. There is a deep unease in the idea that danger can hide inside the everyday, that the objects we handle without a thought might be silently waiting to destroy us. It turns the whole material world faintly suspicious. It whispers that you can never quite know what you are touching, that doom can wear the shape of a trinket and bide its time for a generation. That cold, patient malice, the trap that waits, frightens in a way that no sudden blow can match. So these waiting curses earn a chilling place on our ranking, the dark magic of the long, patient ambush. But there is nothing waiting for you in your room tonight. The familiar objects around you are exactly what they appear to be, safe and ordinary and known, holding no secret malice and no hidden harm. The blanket over you is only a blanket. The pillow beneath you is only a pillow, soft and faithful and kind. You are surrounded by harmless, comforting things, every one of them on your side, and you can let your hand rest easy and your guard fall completely as we climb on toward the next dark step. Higher still on our ranking waits a piece of dark magic designed for one purpose only, to fill a human heart with despair. Deep in a hidden cave, guarding a terrible secret, a dark wizard once brewed a potion whose entire function was emotional torment. To drink it was to be flooded, swallow by forced swallow, with every worst feeling a person can hold, with hopelessness and guilt and terror and the conviction that something unbearable was about to happen. It conjured up a victim's deepest fears and oldest griefs, and poured them in all at once, until a strong and brilliant man was reduced to weeping and pleading, begging for it to stop, certain he was being punished, certain that he deserved it. The potion did no damage a healer could see. It left no mark on the body. It worked entirely on the mind, drowning it in manufactured anguish. This climbs above the cursed objects on our ranking because it does not merely threaten the body or the life, but reaches straight into the soul's own dark cellar and throws open every locked door. A waiting curse kills you. This magic makes you wish you were never born first. There is something especially cruel about a kind of harm that uses your own mind against you, that takes the private fears and sorrows you carry silently through life and weaponizes them, turning your inner world into a torture chamber built from your own memories. To face a blade is to face something outside yourself. To drink that despair is to be attacked from the inside by the worst contents of your own heart, with no wand to block it and no shield that helps. It is a deep and intimate horror, and it earns a high and frightening place on our dark ranking. The dark side used it as a calling card. They would send it up into the night, over any house where they had just done their killing, so that the mark hung glowing over the rooftops long after they had gone. A promise written across the heavens that death had visited and would visit again. To come home and see that green skull burning in the sky above your own street was to know, in an instant, before you had even reached your door, that something unspeakable was waiting inside. This climbs higher on our ranking than the trapped word because of what it does to the whole community that sees it, and what it does to dread itself. The mark did not need to harm you directly to do its work. Its entire purpose was fear, pure and concentrated. Fear spread across an entire population at the speed of sight. People learned to scan the night sky the way frightened animals scan for predators. A green glow on the horizon could empty a street in seconds, send families bolting their doors, set whole neighborhoods trembling. It turned the open sky, the one thing that hangs over everyone alike, into a screen on which the cruel side could write its threats. There is something uniquely chilling about a fear you cannot escape by going indoors, a terror printed across the heavens for all to see. And yet the sky above you tonight holds no such sign. It is only the ordinary peaceful dark, with perhaps a scatter of distant stars, hanging quiet and harmless over a sleeping world. Nothing is written there but the soft promise of morning, and you can rest easy beneath it as we climb on. Now the ranking turns toward magic that tears the body, and the fear grows sharper and more physical. There is a curse, invented by a brilliant and bitter young wizard and scribbled in the margin of an old schoolbook, that slashes its victim as though they had been struck by an invisible sword. There is no blade to see, no attacker within reach. Only the wand pointed from across the room, and then deep cuts opening all at once across the face and chest of the target, as if the air itself had turned to knives. The wounds are savage and many, and the blood comes fast. And worst of all, the cuts resist the ordinary healing spells that would close any common injury. Without exactly the right countercharm, sung over the wounds like a slow, strange lullaby, the victim simply bleeds and does not stop. This climbs above the sky sign on our ranking because the terror here is immediate and personal in a way a distant glow can never be. The mark in the sky frightens a crowd. This curse frightens the single body it strikes, and frightens anyone who watches it happen. To see a person standing one moment whole and the next moment opening up in a dozen places, with no visible cause, no sword, no claw, nothing but a pointed wand and a muttered word, is to watch the rules of the safe ordinary world come apart. It carries the horror of the invisible attacker, the wound that arrives from nowhere, the blood that will not be stanched, and there is an extra cruelty in the way the cuts fight back against healing, as though the curse wants not only to wound but to keep wounding, to drag out the harm. The young man who invented it grew into someone who knew a great deal about pain, and the spell carries that knowledge in every vicious line of it, so it earns a high and frightening place on our dark staircase, this magic that turns empty air into blades. But the air around you tonight is only air, soft and still and harmless, carrying nothing but the faint warmth of your own breath and the gentle quiet of the room. Nothing in it can cut you. Your skin is whole, your body unbroken, safe and warm beneath the covers. and the only thing moving through the air toward you is sleep, drifting closer and softer with every passing moment. Let that thought soothe any small shiver the story raised, and let your body settle deeper, knowing it is entirely safe, as we climb on toward the darker steps above. Higher up the ranking we come to the curses of sheer destructive force, the spells that do not cut or freeze but simply blast, shatter and burn. There is a family of these in the dark wizard's arsenal. Words that loose raw explosive power from the end of a wand, blowing apart stone walls, hurling people through the air, setting whole rooms ablaze in an instant. In the great battles of that world, these were the spells that turned ancient castles to rubble and lit the night with fire. The heavy artillery of magical war. A single one, well aimed, could end a life as surely as any blade, could bring a ceiling down on a crowd, could turn a quiet corridor into a roaring ruin. They are loud and bright and brutally effective, the spells of someone who has stopped caring what they break. These rank above the slashing curse not because they are crueler, but because they are so much wider in their reach. The invisible blade strikes one person at a time. You can set the whole long story of your day gently aside, not erased, only resting, and let it wait softly for you until morning while you drift. There is a cousin to that memory magic that climbs a little higher still, because it does not steal your thoughts but reads them. With this skill, a practiced wizard can look into another person's eyes and slip straight into their mind, sifting through their memories and feelings like someone leafing through a private diary, pulling out secrets the person never meant to share. The most gifted practitioners can do it almost without effort, catching flickers of guilt or fear or hidden truth in a casual glance across a room, so that the person never even feels the intrusion. There is no spell to block it that an ordinary person could manage. No door to lock, no place to hide. Your own mind, the one place you have always been able to retreat to and be alone, stands open and unguarded to anyone with the skill to walk in. That is a deeper fear than memory loss, and it earns a higher place on our ranking. To lose a memory is to lose a piece of your past. To be read this way is to lose your privacy itself, the basic human comfort of having an inside that is yours alone. Imagine never being able to keep a single secret, never being able to hide a fear or a lie or a private hope, knowing that anyone skilled enough could simply look at you and know. The people in the story who feared this magic learned to guard their own minds, to wall off their thoughts behind layers of false calm, an exhausting constant effort that they could never fully relax. There is something truly tiring in the very idea, the loss of the last truly private place a person has, and yet here you lie, your mind entirely your own, every thought unread and unwatched, free to wander or to quiet as it likes. No one is looking in tonight. There is no one in here but you. And soon even you will drift off and leave your thoughts to fade gently into the dark. Next on our climbing ranking comes a piece of dark magic that turns a single spoken word into a trap, and it is one of the cleverest and most frightening ideas in the whole of that world. During the darkest stretch of the war, when the cruel side had seized control, they laid an enchantment upon the name of their own leader, a name that frightened people had taken to avoiding anyway. The spell worked like a tripwire stretched across language itself. Anyone who dared to speak the forbidden name out loud would instantly give away their location, snapping an invisible thread that summoned the leader's enforcers straight to them, wherever they happened to be hiding. The bravest people in the resistance, the ones who refused to be cowed into silence and went on saying the name out of principle, were precisely the ones the trap was designed to catch. Think about how softly monstrous that is, and you will see why it climbs above the mind reading on our ranking. This is fear reaching into the very act of speaking. A word that everyone knows, a name that sits on the tip of the tongue, becomes a thing you cannot say without summoning your hunters. It poisons ordinary conversation. It makes people flinch at their own voices, second guess every sentence, swallow words half spoken. It plants an informer inside the mouth of every person in the country, so that the regime does not even need spies, because the language itself has been turned into a snare. There is a special dread in being made afraid of your own speech, in having a forbidden word lurking in every conversation like a loose floorboard over a pit. It is fear threaded into the smallest unit of daily life, the words we say without thinking, and that makes it linger in a way that a single curse never could. That is what earns this enchantment its place well up our dark staircase. The way it does not strike a body or even a mind, but the shared air between people. The simple human act of talking. It made a whole nation whisper. But there are no forbidden words in your room tonight. You may say anything or nothing at all, and the only sounds are soft and safe, the gentle hush of your own breathing, the small settling noises of a house at rest. No word you could speak would summon anything but sleep, so let your thoughts fall silent now, not out of fear, but out of ease, the comfortable wordless quiet of a mind winding down, and let even the idea of speaking drift away as you sink lower toward rest. A few steps higher, the fear lifts from the ground and rises into the sky, taking the shape of a single terrible sign. There is a spell that conjures an enormous glowing image high in the air above a place. A grinning skull with a serpent winding out of its mouth like a monstrous tongue, cast in a sickly green light that can be seen for miles. Your body is loose and warm and free, sinking pleasantly into the bed, every muscle soft and easy and your own to move. Feel the difference between that poor frozen figure in the story and your own comfortable, unbound body, heavy and relaxed and entirely at peace. There is no curse on you tonight, only the gentle weight of rest settling over your limbs, and you can let them grow heavier and softer with every breath while we climb to the next step. A little higher up the ranking sits a subtler kind of fear, a charm that does not touch the body at all but slips instead into the mind and gently scrambles it. This spell leaves its victim confused, muddled, easily led, their thoughts turned soft and pliable so that they will believe almost anything they are told and do almost anything they are asked. It is used by sneaks and cheats to slip past guards, to win games that should have been lost, to make a sharp person suddenly foggy and agreeable at exactly the wrong moment. There is no pain in it. The victim often does not even know it has happened. They simply find themselves making a strange choice, agreeing to a strange thing, wandering off in a strange direction, and feeling dimly that it all made perfect sense at the time. That is precisely what makes it climb above the freezing curse on our ranking of fear. The horror here is quieter and deeper, because it strikes at the one thing we most rely on, our own judgment. To be frozen is frightening, but at least you still know your own mind. To be muddled by this charm is to have your very thoughts turned against you without your knowing. To be steered like a boat with no sense that anyone has taken the wheel. You would walk out of it later, shaking your head, unable to explain why you had done such a foolish thing, never quite sure which of your choices had truly been yours. There is a special unease in that, the suspicion that your own mind might be edited from the outside, that the thoughts you trust might not be entirely your own. It is a small fear, but a creeping one, and it earns this spell its modest place a step up the dark staircase. For you though, there is no fog tonight, only the soft natural blurring of a mind sliding gently towards sleep, your own thoughts going quiet and slow exactly as they should, with no one steering but you. Higher still on our ranking, where the fear begins to bite a little deeper, sits a spell that does not muddle a mind but erases pieces of it. With this magic, a witch or wizard can reach into another person's memory and lift a piece of it clean away, smoothing over the gap so neatly that the victim never even knows something is missing. A whole afternoon gone, a face you loved gone, a terrible thing you witnessed gone, lifted out of you like a page torn from a book, and the spine resealed so cleanly you would never guess a page had ever been there. The wizarding authorities use it constantly, in small careful doses, on ordinary people who catch a glimpse of magic they were never meant to see, gently trimming the moment out of their memory and sending them on their way, none the wiser. Used lightly, it is almost a kindness, a tidy way to keep two worlds apart. But the spell can be turned to far darker ends, and that is where the fear comes in. A skilled and cruel caster can strip a person of far more than a single stray moment. They can take years. They can take names, faces, whole relationships, the slow accumulation of a life. In the worst cases, the spell can be pushed so hard that it shatters a mind completely, leaving its victim hollowed out, unable to remember who they are or who they ever were. A grown person reduced to blinking confusion, all the rooms of their memory swept bare. There is a man in the story who tried to use this magic on others for a living, and had it rebound onto himself, and he spent his remaining years in a hospital bed, cheerful and empty, signing his name for visitors he could not recognize, a living warning about what it means to lose your own past. That is why it climbs above the muddling charm on our ranking. To have your judgment nudged is unsettling, But to have your memories stolen strikes at something even more essential, the thread of who you are. We are, in a real sense, the sum of what we remember. Our loves, our lessons, our griefs, the long accumulated story of our days, all of it lives in memory, and a spell that can silently cut pieces out of that story, can softly cut pieces out of you. To imagine waking with a hole where a loved one used to be, feeling only a vague ache and not knowing why, is a particular and lonely kind of horror. It is the fear of losing yourself one piece at a time, and it earns this spell a real place on our dark ranking. But your memories are safe and whole tonight, every one of them yours to keep, and you do not need a single one of them right now. Tonight we are going to do something a little daring for a story meant to carry you to sleep. We are going to walk through the forbidden spells of the wizarding world, the dark and dangerous magic that no decent witch or wizard is ever supposed to use, and we are going to rank them, one, by how truly terrifying each one actually is, not by how famous they are, and not by how much damage they can do in a single moment, but by the colder, deeper question of how much fear they would put into the heart of anyone who had to face them. We will start with the ones that are merely unsettling, the spells that make your skin prickle, and we will climb slowly upward, step by step, toward the single most frightening piece of magic in that entire world. And we will do all of it in a calm, low voice, so that the fear stays safely on the page, far away from you, while you drift gently down toward rest. There is a strange comfort in frightening stories told from a safe place. A scary story loses none of its shape when it is whispered softly in a warm room, and yet it cannot touch you there. That is what tonight is. You are wrapped up safe and snug, and none of this dark magic is anywhere near you. It lives only in a story, in a world that is not your own, and we are going to look at it the way you might look at a storm through a thick window, close enough to feel its power, far enough that not a single drop can reach you. So there is no need to brace yourself. The more frightening the spell, the softer I will speak of it, until the words blur together and you are no longer listening at all, only sleeping. We will count our way up through this dark ranking like steps on a long staircase descending into rest. Each spell will be a little more frightening than the one before, and that slow climb gives the night a gentle shape, a rhythm you can lean against and let carry you down. You do not need to remember the order. You do not need to follow the names or the reasons. Let the ranking simply roll forward on its own, each dark spell rising and then fading, while you sink lower and lower into the soft quiet of sleep. The most terrifying magic in all the world is no match at all for a tired body in a safe bed, and by the time we reach the worst of it, you will most likely already be long gone, drifting somewhere far beyond the reach of any curse. Before we begin our descent into the dark, let me say a quiet thank you to everyone who keeps returning to rest here night after night. If you are drifting off with us again, leave a comment and tell me how many nights in a row it has been. And if this is your very first night here, simply write night 1 so I know you found your way in. There is no need to stay awake for any of it. Let it play on, low and steady, and let yourself go whenever you like. Now we begin at the bottom of the ranking, with the gentler frights, the forbidden magic that unsettles more than it destroys, and begin our slow climb toward the most terrifying spell of all. At the very bottom of our ranking, where the fear is real but still gentle, sits a curse that freezes the body where it stands. With a few soft words and a flick of the wand, the spell locks every muscle solid, snapping the arms tight against the sides, stiffening the legs, sealing the jaw, so that the victim topples over like a felled statue and lies there, rigid and helpless on the floor. From the outside it looks almost harmless. There is no blood, no fire, no scream. The person simply goes stiff and still, as though someone had pressed a button and switched them off. That is why it sits so low on our ranking. It does not kill, and it does not wound. And the moment the spell wears off, the body works again exactly as before. And yet there is a quiet horror tucked inside it, the kind that creeps up on you only when you stop to imagine it from the inside. The person frozen by this curse is still fully awake. They can see and hear and think and feel everything. Their mind races along at its normal speed while their body has become a prison of stone around it. They can watch danger approaching and not lift a finger. They can hear voices nearby and not call out. They are trapped inside themselves, wide awake, screaming on the inside while not a muscle moves on the outside. There is something about that particular helplessness, the awful gap between a racing mind and a frozen body, that touches a very old fear in all of us. The fear of being paralyzed, unable to run, unable to cry out. It is the stuff of nightmares, the dream where you must flee and cannot move. Still, it earns its place at the foot of our ranking because the helplessness is brief and the body is never harmed. It is the gentlest of the frightening spells, a cold splash rather than a deep wound, and a fine place to begin our slow climb. So let it be the first soft step downward into sleep. You, of course, are the opposite of frozen right now.